This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No. Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Oh, welcome to DBL, everyone. It is such a Monday, isn't it? Such a Monday.
It is, yes.
Like the biggest Monday of all time,
yes.
Mondays. It's October 25th, and I am here with my good friends Erica and Al. We've got some new details in the shooting that happened on the set of that Alec Baldwin movie. Now, police documents describe what took place during rehearsal. Baldwin was seated on a church pew, okay? He was practicing a cross draw. He reportedly pointed his gun at the camera, and that's when a live round struck the director in the shoulder and the cinematographer in the chest, killing her. Court documents also reveal that it was the assistant director who handed Baldwin the firearm, telling him out loud it was, quote, a cold gun, meaning this was not loaded, which turned out to be incorrect. All right, I do want to ask you guys about responsibility here, and I do want to give you guys a little more info just to absorb and then talk to me about it. The armorer on set was only 24 and had only been on 2 movies before. The AD, or assistant director, had had safety complaints about them on a Hulu series before, and about an hour before this all happened, many camera crew walked off the set in resignation, citing safety precautions and COVID precautions and not having been paid with hotel expenses and all of that. Knowing all of this and knowing Alec Baldwin is a producer, executive producer on this movie, who should be held liable for a criminal defense, a civil defense? What do you guys think, Erica? It's hard to go there, I know.
It is hard because, I mean, when you hear all of this background information about there being issues, like people having complaints against them, like that's the thing. When something happens in a professional environment, it's very important to document as it's happening, because it may not be the first thing that, you know, sounds the alarm. It may not be the 10th thing, but when something like this happens, it's like there have been all of these warnings, and now we're at a casualty, we're at a fatality. So I don't know who to hold specifically liable, but obviously someone needs to be accountable for this.
And you're absolutely right. And just so you know, also, the prop man used a prop gun, or stuntman, excuse me, a week earlier, and it had shot off 2 rounds, and it was supposed to be a cold gun. So even more sort of precarious things happening on set. What do you think, Al?
Well, this is kind of, first of all, the good news with what you just said, Erica, is there will be a paper trail. So we will be able to retroactively go back and figure out where things went wrong and hopefully set some precedent so we don't have this. I still get emails from SAG saying, do not work this, not that I could, but don't work this movie because they're not up to code or whatever.
Union,
so there is something in place for this. In terms of whether we're talking about criminal liability or financial liability, I think probably the latter for Mr. Baldwin. But this is also what happens when we have small productions and money is an issue. And, you know, people cut corners, and it seems like they cut all of them until it was a circle, and we have a dead body and a bunch of people that are scarred for life. So it's really tragic. It
is. And I just wonder, if you are going to hold someone criminally accountable, which just means someone goes to jail, do you go after, which you would think, the producer of the show, which definitely... Are
we better if somebody goes to jail?
That's up to the family, I think.
Is that how we want to handle everything?
I think
I don't know.
Right, and that's up to the family. Right. All right, should there be even a ban on the use of real guns on film and TV sets? I want to know what you guys are thinking. So some in the industry are already going to make changes. The executive producer of ABC TV's The Rookie wrote a memo to staff on Friday saying there will be no more live weapons on set. Meantime, director of HBO's Mayor of Easttown tweeted, "There is no reason to have guns loaded with blanks or anything on set anymore. Should just be fully outlawed. There's computers now. The gunshots on Mayor of Easttown are all digital. You can probably tell, but who cares? It's an unnecessary risk." I totally agree. We can make dinosaurs in 1994 in Jurassic Park. We can make a gun sound like a gun without losing someone's life or possibly doing that, can't we?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was my first thought last week.
Yeah, you said technology.
Like, why, with all of this technology in 2021, is it necessary to have a gun on set? It's very, like, everyone kept saying, like, prop gun. And what we're now learning is, like, it's not some prop gun where it's, you know, like a plastic something, like a Nerf gun or something. This is a real gun.
It's a machine that fires a projectile.
Right.
Yes.
It's a real gun.
Right.
And the idea, like anytime when you take gun safety classes, you know, there's protocols. How are you giving someone a gun that can actually go off and saying it's cold? How have you not been checking the chamber? I personally, anytime I handle a firearm, I'm always checking to make sure that there isn't a bullet in the chamber, because that's very easy. That can happen easily. I always leave my gun completely open so that it doesn't have, you know, like when it's not in use. So it's mind-boggling to me, because just having or seeing a gun anyway gives a lot of people anxiety.
Right. Even just having it.
Yeah.
And apparently we don't know this, but it didn't seem like he fired. They said it came out of the holster and the gun discharged. So maybe there was even a problem with the gun, which makes it even worse.
But just thinking about why it's on set, I think about how many actors and actresses are sober.
Yeah.
And I've been on sets and there's no alcohol, so like I've drank television beer.
Like tea and stuff, or whiskey?
It's usually apple juice, and there's even the television drugs.
Right. The cigarettes are fake.
Everything is fake, because they know probably 40% of people on set are seriously sober for a reason.
Yes.
So it's so interesting that we managed to get apple juice and seltzer water onto set, but we still bring machines that fire projectiles.
Someone said, their kid said, it's so funny that one gun goes off and it's a tragedy, and we all really are concerned about changing, but kids in high schools have mass shootings and we talk about nothing. And we change it.
Well, they're not famous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice society we have.
Interesting. All right. Back to Lori Loughlin. How excited are we?
Speaking of famous people.
She's returning to TV. The actress will reprise her character from the Hallmark show When Calls the Heart for the second season of When Hope Calls. And we have the trailer, so let's all watch.
A lot of questions.
Being here has got me thinking of me and my sister. I don't know what would have happened without you.
Oh, Cody. Nothing has made me happier than being your mom.
You mean it?
With all my heart.
Okay, but let's be clear, this is a spin-off series that's not actually associated with Hallmark or the producers of When Calls the Heart. This will be Lori's first post-prison project since she got fired from When Calls the Heart and Fuller House for her involvement in the college admissions scandal.
Good for her. I think everybody deserves a comeback. She served her time. She paid some money. She was publicly humiliated. There's the same argument I used for Michael Vick. So I'm like, what more do we want? What more penance do we want this woman to pay?
I don't see any problem. Here's the thing. It's all fame or shame. It's all the same game, right? And the truth is, they're likely going to get a lot more interest in this project because she's in it.
True.
So really it comes down to what production wants to do, and it comes down to the bottom line.
That's money.
Erica, will we be talking about this if she wasn't in it?
No.
Right this second? Right in real time? No. Oh, how'd that work?
That's true. I won't be watching. I don't think it looks great.
You weren't going to watch it
I wasn't
anyway.
going to watch it.
Sam will.
Sam loves it.
Erica will.
Tell me if you're going to watch on YouTube, DBL, the Daily Blast Live app. Tell me if you're going to watch. Coming up on DBL, actor Cameron Matheson is here with his thoughts on the Alec Baldwin tragedy, and he has firsthand knowledge of handling guns on set. But first, gross airplane habits 30,000 feet in the air. We'll show you how disgusting some passengers can be. Coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
What's up, guys? I am not a lifetime person, but I will say this. It almost doesn't matter because Saturdays, everybody has their
so go through all.
kind of low rent, like streaming thing that they watch all the time. In terms of Saturdays. Saturdays is a different day for TV. Back in the day, it was
Cartoons.
HLN for me. I would just like watch City Confidential. Before it was cool to be murder podcast, I just kind of like Paul Warfield's voice. It was a quiet day in West Palm Beach. This
That's like Keith
dentist-
Morrison, remember?
Yeah, and so like,
He was
what's
10,000 miles
what's your Saturday like? What do you binge?
I podcast.
But like background. It's got to be background.
So here's what I do. When I work out, I shut the sound off on my workout. By the way, I just started working out. I'm not like workout. And I listen to Dateline. Keith Morrison, it was a cloudy Tuesday in Montana.
Oh yeah. I've seen
And Kelly was all alone. I don't know why, but I need a story. It's about an hour, and it gets me continually going instead of like,
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Just to keep you at a steady pace,
Yeah,
and there's no.
in the background. suspense a little bit.
And I always look at those shows, I'm like, they must be immensely profitable because it's all just B-roll.
Yeah.
It's just like somebody
That's why it's
walking
a
into a
podcast.
house.
Do you know it's a podcast because they just play the audio? They don't even change it?
There's always like that scientist from 1992 looking into a magnet. Yeah. And it's dark in there. And then some detective notices retired because he's 71.
Yeah.
He was like 20 when he worked the
And he's
case.
like, I think I remember there was luminol.
Yeah, there was always luminol.
There was always luminol.
Yeah.
But my friend Josh Mankiewicz went to my high school. He's on Dateline. He came to my stand-up at the Comedy Store to support me. Didn't laugh.
Ooh.
Left early. Great guy though. Just not a comedy guy.
Erica, what's your Saturday binge show? You're always-
Bravo.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a good
But
one.
what is it? Anything or just like
Anything. Yeah.
Bravo? That's a good one.
I'm bad.
I still want Bravo to take my idea. They should have.
Welcome back to DBL. All right, what would you do if you got to your seat on an airplane and saw this? A woman with her hair draped over the back of her seat. This picture was recently posted on Twitter with a caption asking,
I wish that's not a mop leaning against the. How dare she?
would this make you mad? Was the question. Can I finish?
Yes.
Okay, thank
sorry.
you. Lots of people replied with other photos. There's this picture of someone's foot laying on the armrest of the seat in front of them. Then another picture, person posted this picture of some very gross feet, and oh my Lord, on an armrest. Were they gardening with their toes? Finally, what would you do if the person behind you did this? Put their feet on top of your
Okay, I have to ask you guys, which of the pictures we saw, which was the word, which one hit you?
Well, the first one with the
Sharon just
hair.
yelled toes from upstairs.
The first one with the hair made the biggest impact on me. I don't wear hair extensions anymore, but I would have did a big chop in order to make.
Helped her out. Yeah.
I would have put all those would have been tracks.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You're sitting there and that woman is in front of you. Who do you approach, or the dirty toe gardener? Who do you approach?
That's a good question.
The steward, the flight attendant, or the person?
That's a good question because if you approach the person,
could be in
they
trouble.
know that they're doing that to start something. That's a transgressive act. So they know that you're going to say something. So they're not going to be like, oh, I'm sorry, was my hair draped over? They know. So like, I think you got to go right to the flight attendant.
I would start with the person. I think some people just are super clueless.
Right.
And it might be embarrassing to them to just, and I wouldn't be aggressive. I'd just be like, excuse me, could you?
I mean, the nasty toes. What was that person doing?
Well, I told you that one flight that I was on, this is 10 years ago, some guy was next to me in the window, and he was just testing his different ringers.
Okay.
And he was just going through every single, he was just like, boop, 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 and then boop, 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 but just going down the line, just different ringers, just no.
How weird.
And also, I just got back from the airport this morning, so I'm on fire.
Please.
The number of people, Erica, that are just watching or listening to music with no earbuds in is doubling in a way that lets me know we got like 20 years left in this country. People are just full volume, just watching a sitcom right next to it. And me and the other normal people lock eyes like, oh, what's happening?
So would you ever, at what point do you then say, like my mother would step in and be like, that's noisy. Can you please turn that down?
I love your mom for that.
But would you do that? Can you do that? Audience, would you do that?
You move. You can't just be moving around the cabin.
Not in the cabin, like in the waiting room.
Oh.
But is there ever a point in which you go to the person and say, hey, can you turn that down?
No.
No, because we're too worried
Do not engage.
Wow. So you were just stuck with dirty toes.
Those toes really got you.
I mean,
they should have.
I would have conveniently dropped something, a liquid.
Passive aggressive, I like
yeah,
it.
because also it's cleaning them toes.
Some hot water.
Two birds.
Coming up on DBL, Cameron Matheson is here. We talk his return to daytime TV and his new Christmas movie that's coming up next. Stay tuned, y'all.
Looking through the legislation. legislation and talking with experts, it's a false and misleading claim, but let's break down why it's false. This is the Facebook post. It says how many citizens are actually aware under Part 2 of the infrastructure bill upon death, the entire value of your accumulated wealth and estate will be taxed at 61%. Let's verify. Is this true? To find out, we went to the infrastructure bills themselves and two fiscal policy experts, Shai Akabis from the Bipartisan Policy Center and Mark Goldwyn from the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. First off, let's flag this post as false.
Generally false. That statement was.
The infrastructure bill has nothing even anywhere close to a estate tax or a wealth tax.
The so-called death tax proposal is not currently in either infrastructure bill. And our experts say this post is misleading for another reason. The death tax proposal has come up in legislation before. It would have been a combination of estate taxes, which don't apply to everyone.
Only about 2,000 households in the United States ended up paying an estate tax, and those estates had at least $11.7 million of assets in them. And a raise in capital gains taxes, which again doesn't apply to the vast majority of Americans.
I'm talking about people that die with more than $25–30 million worth of assets. That'd be their marginal rate.
So no, this post is not true. There is currently no death tax in the infrastructure bills. Now, this death tax has been seen in other legislation, particularly the president's budget, according to our experts. But that would once again only affect the ultra-wealthy. But still a no, it's not in either one of the infrastructure bills. With Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
Welcome back to DBL. Friend of the show, Cameron Matheson, is here to talk all about making the jump back to soap operas. That's today's Chatting with the Stars.
It's been almost 25 years, if you can believe it, since his debut on Daytime's All My Children. Now Cameron Matheson is splashing back into the soap world as Drew Kane in General Hospital. And the friend of our show joins us live.
Yes.
Hey, Cam, how are you? Good to see you.
Oh, great to see you guys.
Unfortunately, we started the show off with the very tragic news regarding Alec Baldwin and the accident on set. And we know that you've worked with a lot of different prop guns. So can you tell us a little bit about your own experience? Do you ever worry that something like this could happen on set?
Yeah, first of all, you're so right. This is so tragic and unimaginable. I mean, it really is. So many emotions come up, and yeah, I use prop guns. I shoot prop guns. I'm around them almost all the time on General Hospital. My character on Hallmark series is detective. I carry a prop gun. The reason why I don't ever have any worries about it isn't like ignorance or the protocols that go in place to be able to use prop guns on set is, when you're going through the motions, every single gun has to be shown to every single actor on the set. So if there's 5 actors in the scene and let's say 3 guns, the prop guys or the special effect guys will come and they'll open the chamber. They'll show you the empty chamber. They'll show you the cartridge. They'll put it and they'll fire it blank down so it's empty. They'll do that to every single actor with every single prop weapon. And so by that time, we're all fully comfortable. We're all ready to go. The thought of how, obviously I don't know a lot of details other than pretty much what you guys know. The thought of how this could actually happen, it just blows my mind. It's so tragic. My heart goes out to everybody involved.
It's been 10 years since you were on All My Children. Now you're assuming the role of Drew Kane on General Hospital. What's it like taking on a character that someone else played first?
It's new to me. It's new to me. It adds a little bit extra pressure. I got to be honest. Billy Miller played Drew Kane, and he's a very popular guy and a popular actor, and the character was popular and very involved in the story. And I think if those situations weren't the case, it would be a lot easier. You just come in and do your thing. But it added a little extra pressure for me. But at the same time, I just go in there and I do my thing. And everybody at General Hospital has written this character so fun and incredible, and he's an ex-Navy SEAL, and so it's been very easy for me to come in and just embrace it and do my own thing, and I feel like it's been well received so far, which is great.
Drew Kane, what a hot name, right? Hot name. All right, sorry, it is.
That's what the beard is, guys.
Fits the bill. Fits the bill. It reads. So your upcoming holiday movie, Kind-Hearted Christmas, stars Jenny Garth, who I love. You worked with her 4 times now. You even competed against her on Dancing with the Stars. How is it working with her, and are you rooting for anyone on the show?
Is there anything in particular you wanted to see?
Not really. No, I'll just follow your lead. I still love to go. Like it's such a fun show. So working with Jenny is always amazing. Like I just absolutely love her. She's so funny and talented. And in this movie on GAC Family, she's just so fun to watch and so fun to work opposite of. But through her connection, obviously Brian Austin Green's on the show on Dancing with the Stars. And even though I don't know the guy at all, but through my connection with Jenny, I'm kind of rooting for him, I got to say. And Shauna, his partner, has been a friend of mine for a while. So.
BAG.
Well, you guys go way back.
We're super close. Super close.
Oh, Cameron, movies like Kind-Hearted Christmas, really, that's Tori, really get us into the holiday spirit. So tell us something about this movie that might give us a little bit of the feels.
I play a morning show host, guys. I basically play you guys in this movie. There's the reports of the Secret Santa activity in a nearby town where there's these beautiful random acts of kindness that are becoming sort of contagious and spreading throughout the town. And as the co-host of the show, I want to get to the bottom of it, and my viewers are loving it. The ratings are going up. And my contact in the town is none other than Jenny Garth's character, and we become very, very close, unbeknownst to me. She's the Secret Santa. She's the one doing the kind acts.
Well, we only have 30 seconds left, but we have to talk about real life because this is a big deal. It's been 2 years since you beat cancer. So yeah, so really quickly, we have a picture that's so unbelievable, it looks fake, but this is you. Tell us about this photo and what inspired you to jump.
Whoa.
Oh, man, this is a family trip in Greece. There's my son and his girlfriend. She can't even watch. I could barely do it. I was like on this. Honestly, I was inspired just by the beauty. I know I have no time. It was 45 feet. I just was in Greece. It was stunning. I also wanted the Instagram photo. The whole thing was just perfect.
That came out perfectly.
Unbelievable. We appreciate you so much, Cam. We miss you.
2 years, baby.
I know. Be sure to check out A Kind-Hearted Christmas, November 20th on GAC Family, just in time, of course, for the holidays. Thanks, Cam. We'll be right back.
Good to see you, man.
Thanks, guys. Love you guys.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
part of detecting and beating breast cancer is arming yourself with the right information about it. So here are some things doctors say folks aren't getting right when it comes to the disease. Our sources are Dr. Lori Gentile, a breast surgical oncologist with No on Health, and breast health nonprofit, breastcancer.org. First up, genetics. The claim, if it doesn't run in your family, you're not likely to get it.
Breast cancer is common, 1 in 8 women. And so we actually find that about 85% of women actually have no known family history of breast cancer or don't have a known genetic link.
So this claim is false. Gentile says most breast cancers are what's called sporadic. It's random. She says only 5 to 10% of cases are believed to be hereditary. Next, the signs. The claim. Breast cancer always causes a lump.
The number one symptom of breast cancer is no symptom at all. And so most breast cancer, the majority of breast cancer is particularly in the United States, and 2021 is detected on screening mammograms.
Gentile says that's happening 60% of the time. So no, a lump is not always a telltale sign, and it's important to watch out for these signs too.
Nipple changes or inversion or discharge, skin changes to the breast, rapid swelling of the breast or redness to the breast.
Finally, behaviors. The claim, using deodorant with aluminum and wearing underwire bras can cause breast cancer.
There are lots of women that use deodorant and wear underwire bras that never get a breast cancer. So far, there's been no studies to date showing that those are not safe or a cause of breast cancer.
So this claim, too, is false. Don't forget, men and women should be attuned to breast changes. And doctors say women over 40 or at high risk of breast cancer should have a mammogram every year. With your Verify, I'm Vanessa Rufus.
If you have a 515 or 319 area code, 10-digit dialing will become mandatory even for local calls. Let's connect the dots. The Federal Communications Commission established 988 as the new nationwide 3-digit phone number for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. There are 82 area codes in 35 states and 1 U.S. territory currently using 988 as their local exchange and allows 7-digit dialing. This includes area codes 515 and 319 in Iowa. Area codes that use 988 as a local exchange or the first 3 digits of a 7-digit phone number will need to use a 10-digit dialing. Connecting the dots, I'm Khalil Maycock, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
Welcome back to DBL. So scammers are trying to turn off your power. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. According to some utility agencies, scammers are calling people pretending to be from the company. They're even manipulating caller ID to make it look like the call is actually coming from the company. They threaten to turn off your power right away and demand immediate payment, often by prepaid debit card. So here's what you need to know. A utility company will never do that. Hang up the phone. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. Call 1-800-419-0131 or visit lifelock.com to learn more.
Yeah. You know, especially if you're in some type of financial distress, because I was the most vulnerable at being scammed when I was in financial distress because I was so used to getting calls about something not being paid. So,
You think it's just
be super vigilant. And it sucks because you're already not doing well, and then someone scams you. It's a cold world out there.
It is. They hit you when you're down.
That's when they come for you.
It's true. Before we go, we do have some sad news today. Actor James Michael Tyler has died after a multi-year battle with cancer. Now, Tyler's most famous role was Gunther on Friends. He appeared in nearly 150 episodes over the show's 10-year run and was the most frequent recurring actor on the show. He was 59. All of the Friends cast that I've seen have tweeted about him, saying he was so positive. His comic timing was excellent. He loved Rachel and didn't care about anybody else.
That's great.
And the way it was just beautifully done. So rest in peace. We hope you are looking down and smiling. DBL is new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys. Have a great day.
On October 13th, the Social Security Administration announced Social Security benefits would increase by 5.9% in 2022 to account for inflation. This means that next year, benefit recipients will get on average an extra $92 a month, according to AARP. This will be the largest increase since 2008. Many social media users credited President Joe Biden for the benefit boost. So let's verify. Is the president responsible for Social Security benefit increases? We went to these sources for an answer. Social Security benefit increases are based on the rate of inflation. The Bureau of Labor Statistics determines inflation annually based on the average price of common consumer goods, which they call the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. If a person is paying more for the same thing from one year to the next, then the CPI increases. Under the 1972 Social Security amendments, the Social Security Administration uses the CPIW, a subset of the Consumer Price Index, to determine how much to increase the benefit every year. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the CPIW saw a 5.9% increase over last year. That's the exact increase in Social Security benefits for 2022. So we can verify, no, the president is not responsible for Social Security benefit increases. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
Talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
We're learning more about the deadly shooting on set of Alec Baldwin's movie. Could he be charged with a crime? Lori Loughlin is back on TV. Does she still have what it takes to make it in Hollywood? Charlemagne the God is here. Plus, did Shar Jackson, Jodie Sweetin, and Meta World Peace really run into ghosts on their new show?
Insane?
This is a sham.
No. Y'all, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Monday, October 25th. I'm Tori. I'm in for Sam, and I'm here with Al, Jeff, Erica. How's everybody doing?
I love my co-hosts.
Yeah. Were you guys laughing about me or no?
Oh, no.
Okay. Okay, make sure.
Oh,
everything's about you, Tori.
Yeah, Tori.
Most of the time it is.
It totally is. All right. We have some actual new details in Remember the Deadly shooting that happened on the set of that Alec Baldwin movie, Rust. So police documents describe what took place, and follow me here. During rehearsal, Baldwin was seated on a church pew, and he was practicing a cross draw with his gun. He reportedly pointed his gun at the camera, and that's when a live round struck the director in the shoulder and the cinematographer in the chest, killing her. Court documents also reveal that it was the assistant director who handed Baldwin the firearm, telling him it was a cold gun, meaning that it was not loaded, which turned out to be, of course, incorrect. I want to talk about not blame, but accountability here and where it lies. And I just want to give you a little bit more inside information. The armorer was 24 and only done 2 movies before. She's the person in charge of the weaponry.
And she's called the armorer.
Armorer, yes,
okay.
Correct. They had, the assistant director had previous safety complaints on his previous Hulu series. And we had 6, I believe, of the camera crew resign hours earlier because of safety problems and of COVID issues and of not getting paid. And a week earlier, a prop gun on this set went off, even though it's supposed to be cold. Alec Baldwin, the actor, doesn't have, I get, any intention, but Alec Baldwin's also producing this movie. Do we, or do you all think there's criminal liability for Alec Baldwin to be charged for negligence?
I don't know about criminal. But
well, we're going to have a lawyer coming up, so I think we'll leave that to the lawyer, right? For me personally, I think we have to separate just like you did. Alec Baldwin, the actor, again, I'm not a lawyer, I don't know. I don't think would be charged. But as a producer, looking over the whole cast and the production, maybe. But as an actor, if you're trying to learn your marks and where to go, and when they say action, you have to start at this spot, end at this spot, and say your lines in between, and then fire the gun halfway through, whatever it may be. If you're doing that and someone hands you the gun and says, this is a cold gun, and you're remembering where you have to go and what your lines are, that's what rehearsals are for. I don't think you have any blame in thinking if someone hands that to you, it's not a live gun, it's a cold gun. You're not even worried about it. So if you fire it, it's not your fault. It's a person who handed you that gun.
Interesting.
I just can't believe that they had 2 incidents where they were told that it was a cold gun and it wasn't. I mean, first of all, one would be egregious. But the fact that it happened before, that was the warning. That's the reason why when things happen that put you in personal jeopardy or, you know, the safety of an organization is in question, that's the reason why we have to report these things to ensure that it's corrected. Now you have 2, and it's like basically gun safety 101 to check a chamber to make sure that there isn't a bullet like lodged in there, because it's completely possible for that to happen. That's the reason why a lot of people will have their guns open, so every time they pick it up, you can see
literally see it.
So this is like, the more information that comes out, the more egregious it is, because the idea that this could happen twice is just
unbelievable.
Well, let's talk to someone who knows what they're talking about. Al's not a doctor or a lawyer, but we are going to have Al ask a couple of questions. A lot of people are asking, could Baldwin, like I said, face criminal charges for what happened? To help us answer this, we do have a special guest. Joining us right now is legal analyst, best-selling author, and KBLA host of Areva Martin Out Loud. I know her well. Areva Martin, thank you so much for being on DBL. Areva, is there going to be any criminal liability? And if so, do you think it could involve Alec Baldwin?
Well, thanks for having me, and good to see you again, Tori. First of all, no one should ever die on a movie set. Let's start with that. And my heart, I'm sure the hearts of Americans all over this country go out to Helena and her family, to the family of Helena. We know she has a son and a husband. Criminal liability, that's a big question. There hasn't been a lot of cases where there's been a death on a movie set where there have been criminal charges. There's been one, if we look back, John Landis and others were charged when that helicopter accident killed Vic Morrow and 2 kids. But there is a question about culpability here, and you guys have been talking about it. This wasn't the first time that this incident occurred on this set. There were allegations that there were safety protocols not being followed by the crew members. We know crew members walked off of this set. So all of those issues are going to be investigated by sheriffs who are going to determine if the negligence, because clearly there was negligence, if that negligence rises to the level of criminal negligence and possibly involuntary manslaughter charges being filed against someone involved. I don't think they will reach to Alec Baldwin because Alex is the actor in this situation. Being handed a gun that he's told is cold, and I don't think there's any obviously intent and probably knowledge on his part about the live ammunition being in the gun.
Areva, can I just jump in and ask, as the producer, Alec, do you see a problem with his being sued in any way?
Definitely when it comes to the civil liability, cases like this, I can pretty much guarantee you there's going to be a civil suit filed by Ms. Hutchins' family, and that will engulf pretty much everyone that had any operational control with respect to the set, and that will be the producers, the production company, this Armour, who you talked about at the beginning of the piece, who's this 24-year-old woman who'd only been on 2 movies prior to this, this assistant director that handed the gun to Alec Baldwin. Maybe even the gun manufacturer might be brought into a civil lawsuit. So we should expect to see a civil suit. We should expect to see multi-millions of dollars paid out to Helena's family as a result of the negligence that resulted in her death.
Well, have we seen cases like this in the past where people are held criminally or civilly liable for accidents on set? And what have we learned from those cases?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I mentioned earlier that the whole Twilight Zone, that movie, we know in the I think it was around 82 or so, where John Landis was the director, and he and 3 others were charged with involuntary manslaughter because of some deaths that resulted on that set. Ultimately, they were not convicted. They were acquitted for those charges. But look back to the Brandon Lee, the Crow movie, that Brandon Lee was killed in a very similar way to what we saw with Helena. Live ammunition in a gun fired, Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son, dies. No criminal charges were brought in that case. It's unusual for negligence to rise to the level of criminal negligence on movie sets, but not impossible. And this investigation is ongoing. It's early. Details are just becoming available. So I think it's too early to say one way or the other if criminal charges will be filed. I feel more confident about the civil charges because the negligence is clear. The walkout, the complaints about the failure to follow safety protocols, all of that is ripe for some kind of civil suit for wrongful death to be filed by Helena's family.
Well, yeah, I was just going to ask, can we anticipate some kind of precedent being set so as we move forward, there are some
sets,
on sets, like some kind of actual law, because it seems very kind of loose. Somebody that's on their second set, she's 24 years old. How did this happen?
Yeah, that's disturbing for all of us, I think, to find. Not that her age matters, but the experience level, right? That's what we'd be looking for, someone with a lot more experience. And then the question of supervision. Who was supervising this employee that only had 2 movies under her belt? There is already moving in the state legislature in California a bill that would bar any kind of live ammunition forever being on a movie set. So yes, we're already seeing the legislative process the wheels grinding, because no one should ever die on a movie set. So I think you're going to see some legislation. I think you're going to see some major changes to the rules and regulations that govern sets, particularly when you have, the use of prop guns like we have in this case.
Very informative.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ariva. Yeah, a lot of people writing in thanking you for the discerning information, letting us know. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to check out Ariva's book, Awakening Ladies, Leadership, and the Lies We've Been Told, out now on Amazon or wherever books are sold. Ariva, it was lovely seeing you again. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thanks. Coming up on DBL, thank you. Charlemagne the God is here. He's talking about how Tyler Perry changed his life. But first, gross airplane habits 30,000 feet in the air. Ugh, we'll show you how disgusting some passengers can be, coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
So Ariva was very informative. Like, we have the questions beforehand, obviously, and she was answering them before we could ask them. So she was very informative, breaking everything down, which is great. That's exactly what you want to know, because they're what you guys want to know, what we want to know. We're just curious, and she was great at breaking all that down. Did that change your mind at all about anything? Because you really think Alec Baldwin's going to be sued here, and I don't think he is.
Well, I think he'll definitely get sued. I think he'll definitely get sued.
But his production company will be sued. He won't as an individual.
Well, he is an individual producer on it. Like, it's Alan Chaney, 2 other people are executive producers, and then producer Alec Baldwin. Now, he has insurance, so he certainly will be taken care of. Of course, he'll be protected.
Despite, or maybe because of the paper trail, like Erica talked about, of negligence on set and people walking off and another one being discharged again, then maybe, I don't know how the insurance covers that.
And or does that, to me, the idea of all that paperwork behind and the people walking out, that levels up to more negligence in terms of a criminal case being brought. I don't know if Alec Baldwin will be charged.
I don't think he will.
But somebody will, because someone died.
But I think the insurance company will have to fight that out in court. I don't think
But that's a civil case.
Will.
I mean, like, in a criminal, someone will be held, like, could there be someone held for negligent manslaughter?
I'm wondering, and this is like,
Maybe not.
I hope this doesn't sound like off, what we're talking about, but I wonder how this will affect smaller productions, because you do hear about movies that are on a shoestring budget that end up becoming something really big, that win an award, and they're made for $800,000 or something.
Rare, but
rare, but like it does happen. Or just like a movie that does well, maybe not win an award, but does well.
Dynamite,
yeah,
Blair Witch.
And I wonder, will this affect the smaller movies, the shoestring budget movies, from getting made or getting even part of the crew that they normally would, because there's going to be so much money involved in terms of insurance and everything. It seems like it needs to be done, but I always wonder, like, what's the fallout from something like that?
Jeff, welcome back to DBL. So what would you do if you got onto your seat on a plane
and saw Tori?
I'd be excited.
Thank you. Thanks. And saw this. Stop it right now. Saw this. You ready? A woman with her hair draped over the back of her seat.
Whoa.
This picture was recently reposted on Twitter with a caption asking, "Would this make you mad?" Lots of people replied with other photos. There's this picture of someone's foot just laying on the armrest of the seat in front of them. Then another person posted this picture.
Wow.
Okay, nasty toes of some very
Is
gross.
he in The Hobbit? What's
I
going
know,
on? Yeah.
on an armrest. Finally, what would you do if the person behind you did this? Put their feet on top of your headrest. And when I ask you guys about this, I also want to ask, who are you complaining to, the person or the steward?
Yeah.
The flight attendant.
I'm not saying anything for that first picture, but I will tell you by the time we land, I'm going to have a good 4 bundles because that is getting cut. And that's about 12 ounces of hair. I don't wear hair extensions anymore, but I know the value. I'm telling you. Those are going on some nice wefts. Yes.
You are allowed to do whatever you want to on your side of the headrest,
including cutting.
Exactly. If you happen to have scissors over there,
that would be a problem.
Jeff, I have to ask you. You are this is your wheelhouse. Which one of those really just turns you inside out.
Well, the hair one is not great.
That's not great.
That's not great. The Hobbit feet one is like, what does your life consist of? How did you get like that? What are you doing on this airplane?
Not bad.
I have so many questions. I have so many questions for people
That
at
was
the airport.
fresh dirt. It was fresh, wet dirt.
You know what you're doing. You know your feet are dirty. You know your hair is flipped over someone else's chair, right? And I think in today's society, if you try to say something, it becomes a problem.
And that's
right?
why they're doing it. They want you to say something. It's transgressive, and they know it is.
You guys don't think it's just dumb people?
It's like
dumb, dirty people, for real? I think a lot of dumb, dirty people don't understand what's going on around them.
But if you're flipping your hair back onto a chair because you don't have any room or you don't want to be uncomfortable, you know you're putting someone else off behind you. And then when they confront you with that, as kind as you want to be, say, excuse me, your hair's kind of be here. Well, who are you? Why do you talk to me? And then it's going to come to this, and it's going to be this big fight, and then the phones are going to come breaking out, and all of a sudden, I just ask you.
That's exactly.
Be respectful of other
Jeff is right,
space.
and it's a little thing. It's a micro. It's like if you and Jordan were like at a bar, just having a drink quietly, and I came up and just put my drink on your table and started talking to my friend. It's not the end of the world, but it's a thing. It's a transgression, just like those feet, just like that hair. And I feel like that's why you have to go to the flight attendant, because that person wants you to say something. No different than the guy that puts his drink on your table wants you to say, "Hey, buddy, can you move your drink? Oh, you know, do you own this bar?" They want an issue. So
you would go to the flight attendant?
Absolutely.
Jeff,
not
flight
the
attendant?
steward, as you said.
I said steward or stewardess.
Yeah,
you could do both.
Pan Am Airlines, what year is this? No, it's a stewardess anymore.
I'm so sorry, flight attendant. Erica, what would you do?
I would say something to the person. I mean, not aggressively,
what
but
would
just
you say? Because you have the demeanor, you might be able to do it.
Well, I generally get that, like, excuse me. You know, where you're just overly
sweet.
Yeah. I am, excuse me, your hair, if you want to keep it.
No, but see how
you got to take it off the seat.
But then what if she comes back or with something, you know what I mean, and just escalates it very quickly? Where do you go from there?
Well, then you have to get somebody else involved.
But you would go
But
right
hopefully getting that person involved also means that I get an upgrade. You know, it could be a win-win for everybody.
But do the fights that we've seen like make you guys think twice? Because I mean, they fight the flight attendants too.
Yeah, that's true.
It does. Everything in the air makes me nervous now. Makes me nervous. Everything. I wasn't nervous.
On the ground as well.
Yeah, on the ground, everywhere.
Everything.
It's everywhere.
Everything makes her nervous.
Oh man, I'm nervous now. Coming up on DBL, yes, we have Charlemagne the God. He is here to talk about his new series and what it's like working in late night TV. Stay tuned.
The legislation and talking with experts, it's a false and misleading claim, but let's break down why it's false. This is the Facebook post. It says how many citizens are actually aware under Part 2 of the infrastructure bill upon death, the entire value of your accumulated wealth and estate will be taxed at 61%. Let's verify. Is this true? To find out, we went to the infrastructure bills themselves and two fiscal policy experts, Shai Akabis from the Bipartisan Policy Center and Mark Goldwyn from the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. First off, let's flag this post as false.
Generally false. That statement was. The infrastructure bill has nothing even anywhere close to a estate tax or a wealth tax.
The so-called death tax proposal is not currently in either infrastructure bill. And our experts say this post is misleading for another reason. The death tax proposal has come up in legislation before. It would have been a combination of estate taxes, which don't apply to everyone.
Only about 2,000 households in the United States ended up paying an estate tax, and those estates had at least $11.7 million of assets in them.
And a raise in capital gains taxes, which again doesn't apply to the vast majority of Americans.
I'm talking about people that die with more than $30 million worth of assets. That'd be their marginal rate.
So no, this post is not true. There is currently no death tax in the infrastructure bills. Now, this death tax has been seen in other legislation, particularly the president's budget, according to our experts. But that would once again only affect the ultra-wealthy. But still a no, it's not in either one of the infrastructure bills. With Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
He once called himself the prince of upsetting people in the hit radio show The Breakfast Club, and now he's unpacking pop culture and politics in his new late-night talk show. We caught up with host Charlemagne the God and his show's executive producer, Rachel Edwards, to find out more in today's Chatting with the Stars.
Hey, I know a lot of y'all hate seeing my eyebrows on TV every week, and some of you might want me to go to hell, but I will not match your energy. I want you to go to hell. And that's exactly what we're talking about tonight, healing. Whose responsibility is it for you to heal? In the words of Soulja Boy, tell him, you! Let's start the damn show.
Charlemagne and Rachel, welcome to DBL. Charlemagne the God. Never spoken to a God before, so thank you. You've made a name for yourself by giving your strong take on news and pop culture, and we want you to weigh in on the ongoing conversation we've been having about cancel culture. What are your thoughts on how Dave Chappelle handled the backlash he received about a transphobic joke he made during his new stand-up special?
Dave has an opinion, and you know the trans community is entitled to respond to that opinion in any way they seem fit. Like if they want to protest, they can protest. If they want to, you know, ask for Dave to be, you know, taken down from Netflix, they have the right to do that too. Like none of us, you know, have the luxury of just saying something and not expecting a response. I think Dave anticipated the backlash. I honestly think he knew there was going to be backlash. He said it during the special, and it's so funny. I just watched the special for the first time Friday. He said it over and over throughout the special. He kept saying, I'm going there. I'm not that clueless to think I can say what I want and people are not going to have an opinion about it.
Fair.
Right. Well, I mean, and you do it every day. And I mean, a lot of us do actually get a lot of strength and feel a bit more emboldened to say our piece because of people like you. You know, as an author, you've been super open about your mental health journey. Can you share how watching an interview with Tyler Perry helped you to understand that you were sexually abused?
Oh, man. You know what's so crazy? When I first watched that interview, you know, I wasn't nowhere near doing any kind of work on myself. And I saw it in real time back in the day when he was on Oprah. And I watched him crying. And I remember just saying to myself, well, you know, what's wrong with him? Because I think the way that, you know, men process sexual assault is different. Like, we don't look at it as sexual assault. We look at it as I was 8, you know, getting it popping with an older woman. Like, I literally remember me and like my guys at that age having conversations about being with older women back then. And, you know, none of us processed it as, you know, sexual assault. That's not something I processed as sexual assault until I was in my late 30s.
Wow.
You know, and then I just understood it more, because you just don't know, you know, what that did to you.
As you heard Char so openly speak about this right here, it's not just on the interview that he's opening up about this. He uses his Comedy Central platform to do the same, to reach, you know, many people in different ways. And sure, we're talking about critical race theory and decrackifying America and mental health, and those are serious topics, but we're helping you laugh through that pain. We're kind of helping you understand that this, you know, the truth is sometimes uncomfortable, but, you know, it's a Friday night vibe, and we're giving you a kind of a balance of the both. So I'm really happy to be on this journey with him.
Charlemagne, you've been working closely with Stephen Colbert. What has he taught you about late night?
Man, he's so involved. I mean, Rachel can speak to this more than me, but he's on every email. He's on every phone call. He's telling us when he don't like stuff.
Wow.
You know, he's telling us when we can do things better. And honestly, I appreciate all of that, because it's just a team that, you know, wants this show to be successful. We've done 5 episodes. You can catch up on Paramount Plus right now. It's streaming all 5 episodes. And yeah, I think you're about to say, new episodes when?
Friday nights on Comedy Central.
Friday, 10 o'clock. This Friday coming up.
Woohoo!
Hey.
Thank you guys so much for being here and for your time and for your advocacy. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
part of detecting and beating breast cancer is arming yourself with the right information about it. So here are some things doctors say folks aren't getting right when it comes to the disease. Our sources are Dr. Lori Gentile, a breast surgical oncologist with No on Health, and breast health nonprofit, breastcancer.org. First up, genetics. The claim, if it doesn't run in your family, you're not likely to get it.
Breast cancer is common, 1 in 8 women. And so we actually find that about 85% of women actually have no known family history of breast cancer or don't have a known genetic link.
So this claim is false. Gentile says most breast cancers are what's called sporadic. It's random. She says only 5 to 10% of cases are believed to be hereditary. Next, the signs. The claim. Breast cancer always causes a lump.
The number one symptom of breast cancer is no symptom at all. And so most breast cancer, the majority of breast cancer is particularly in the United States, and 2021 is detected on screening mammograms.
Gentile says that's happening 60% of the time. So no, a lump is not always a telltale sign, and it's important to watch out for these signs too.
Nipple changes or inversion or discharge, skin changes to the breast, rapid swelling of the breast or redness to the breast.
Finally, behaviors. The claim, using deodorant with aluminum and wearing underwire bras can cause breast cancer.
There are lots of women that use deodorant and wear underwire bras that never get a breast cancer. So far, there's been no studies to date showing that those are not safe or a cause of breast cancer.
So this claim too is false. Don't forget, men and women should be attuned to breast changes. And doctors say women over 40 or at high risk of breast cancer should have a mammogram every year. With your Verify, I'm Vanessa Rufus.
If you have a 515 or 319 area code, 10-digit dialing will become mandatory, even for local calls. Let's connect the dots. The Federal Communications Commission established 988 as the new nationwide 3-digit phone number for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. There are 82 area codes in 35 states and 1 U.S. territory currently using 988 as their local exchange and allows 7-digit dialing. This includes area codes 515 and 319 in Iowa. Area codes that use 988 as a local exchange or the first 3 digits of a 7-digit phone number will need to use a 10-digit dialing. Connecting the dots, I'm Khalil Maycock, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
This show. Welcome back to DBL. What are your worst flight stories? All right, Al, you just got back from the airport.
I did.
Like hours ago. Anything crazy happen on your airplane?
Not on this trip, but I've had a couple. One, I think I've said this before. One, there was a guy in the window and I was in the middle and he started just going through all the different ringers on his phone. Just no earbuds, just like bloop, 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 bloop. And just was like, oh, I don't know if I like that one. Let me see. It just like, and I was just like, there was a woman that was clipping her nails on the tray. That was yeah. And it's just like, what are you doing? Come on, guys.
What's the worst thing that's happened for you? You guys, any of you guys have any?
It's a culmination of all of it.
You hate it.
Of all, like there needs to be a show, like really, you know what I mean? And start shaming people. No, everyone's against shaming people. No, we need to go back to that. We need to start shaming Hobbit feet, clipping nails, waiting in line when you're in group 6 and they're doing group 2, and you're just standing there. Shame.
Shame.
On October 13th, the Social Security Administration announced Social Security benefits would increase by 5.9% in 2022 to account for inflation. This means that next year, benefit recipients will get on average an extra $92 a month, according to AARP. This will be the largest increase since 2008. Many social media users credited President Joe Biden for the benefit boost. So let's verify. Is the president responsible for Social Security benefit increases? We went to these sources for an answer. Social Security benefit increases are based on the rate of inflation. The Bureau of Labor Statistics determines inflation annually based on the average price of common consumer goods, which they call the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. If a person is paying more for the same thing from one year to the next, then the CPI increases. Under the 1972 Social Security amendments, the Social Security Administration uses the CPIW, a subset of the Consumer Price Index, to determine how much to increase the benefit every year. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the CPIW saw a 5.9% increase over last year. That's the exact increase in Social Security benefits for 2022. So we can verify, no, the president is not responsible for Social Security benefit increases. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. I am Tori. I'm in for Sam. I'm here with Al, Jeff, Erica. We are so grateful you are joining us today. Lori Loughlin is returning to TV. It's been a while since we talked about Loughlin. The actress will reprise her character from the Hallmark show When Calls the Heart, which I still don't understand the title, for the second season of When Hope Calls. And we have a little trailer. Take a look.
Being here has got me thinking of me and my sister. I don't know what would have happened without you.
Oh, Cody, nothing has made me happier than being your mom.
You mean it?
With all my heart.
Yay! Sorry. It's not my taste. It could be yours. No issue. Let's be clear, though. This is a spin-off series that's not actually associated with Hallmark or the producers of When Calls the Heart. This will be Lori's first post-prison project since she got fired from When Calls the Heart and Fuller House for her involvement in, of course, the college admissions scandal.
I'm sorry, what? What?
I don't know.
It's When Calls the Heart, but it's not associated with When Calls the...
Yeah, I don't get that either. And it's also When Hope Calls, but it's not, and it's not associated.
When are we going to stop talking about this woman?
That's all I want to know.
Well, Erica, people care. She's a famous woman, rich, that went to jail, and there is something about us as the people that likes to see rich people get a comeuppance.
Americans like a comeback.
Right. Well, no, but also there is a reason that people did take some joy with her going to jail.
Yes,
right.
Of course.
So let's be honest about what that is. But now that weird kind of curiosity to see that happen morphs itself into now we want to see a redemption story. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just like, listen, people are complaining about this because she's getting her livelihood back. You're going to take her livelihood away? Like, come on. Right. She did her time. She went to prison. And now she's in this movie. And I'm not knocking this, but I am. You know what I mean? It's not associated with like Hallmark. It's not on Netflix or anything. She's just trying to get back on track. And we're now like knocking her down. Like, how dare you? If you write somebody a check and you're like, hey, this is for... here, a little something. You're doing the same thing she did. You know what I mean? In some aspect of that. So whenever you're giving money away, don't pretend like everybody's innocent out there. You're wanting a favor back for what you gave that money for. So let's let her get her life back on track. That's what I'm for. And it's good marketing in the end. People now are going to watch this movie because she's in it.
Of course.
Erica, will you watch it?
Well, no, but that's just, I wouldn't have watched it regardless of who's in it.
And you're happy for a comeback. You're a comeback cop, no?
Of course. I mean, hey. It all comes down to, first of all, this comes down to revenue. Jeff's exactly right. We would not have been talking about anything that has to do with this movie if she weren't in it.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't be in it if it wasn't for the scandal.
Exactly. So fame or shame, it's all the same game.
And let me ask you this. If I was in that movie, you would watch it, Erica?
Well, of course I would watch it.
We wouldn't watch it because Jeff wouldn't tell us.
Yeah, no,
until
that's
it
true.
just goes off the air and Jeff's like, I was just in that movie, and I'm like, I want to kill you.
He's so annoyed about it. He's like, oh, I jumped off into Zimbabwe, into the Victoria Falls or something. I'm like, you tell us now?
Cool story. I did do that.
Okay.
Did you really? On a bungee.
See? Who are you?
every story with this. He's like,
Jeff is Forrest Gump.
He's just,
he has been everywhere.
Guy.
He has met everybody.
So
like there's a part of history that Jeff pops up everywhere. He's
the real Forrest Gump.
I've done some cool things.
Yeah.
But sometimes we bring it up on the show and I forget. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, Jeff would be like, I did a movie with him. I'm like, what?
Didn't want to tell us?
Okay.
All right. Nora O'Donnell, host of the CBS's Evening News, might be in trouble at work. So there are reports today that network execs are fed up with bad ratings and O'Donnell's diva-like behavior. That's in quotes, diva-like behavior. Nora reportedly makes $8 million a year anchoring the Evening News. But the report has some asking, why don't more women host major nightly news broadcasts? In fact, only 2 other women have been solo hosts on evening news broadcasts. We had Katie Couric and Diane Sawyer. Why don't you think we see more women on the news, Erica?
Because we say things like diva-like.
Yeah, right.
A man can have the most summer's eve personality of them all, and that's just the way it is. But a woman has a little bit of she is able to hold her own, and she's unapologetic about it. And now it's like, oh, she's a diva. Like, I know far more male divas than female divas. I guarantee it.
I love that. And just so I just think anytime a woman is somewhat controlling or wanting things her way, sometimes we lean towards the B word or the diva-like. It's always a little bit smeared in that other way that a man would be seen as he's got it under control and he knows what he wants.
He's
you
aggressive.
Agree?
Yeah, my thing is, here comes the little conspiracy Al. I wonder if you kind of float this story out there because you're prepared to terminate her contract before it's over. So you're kind of creating a narrative to bring somebody else in. Now, maybe it might be another woman, might be somebody new, but it just seems like when somebody is doing well with the ratings, we don't get stories like this. But when the ratings drop, it's like, Jeff, he's kind of weird on set. I'm just saying, no details, but you float that out there, and then when the I don't want to say X drops, but whatever. When you lose your job, it's not all of a sudden.
It's like a temperature check.
You guys make terrific points. I agree with all of you. But what if it's just the truth, right? What if this person is disrupting the set, and I'm not saying she is, I'm just hypothetical here, but then you pull that card of, there is no women on nighttime TV or network TV, so you can't fire me now, right? It's what if it is true, because you always are as strong as your weakest link, and what if she is the weakest link to this show right now?
Well, I think that it's a double-edged sword because there are so few examples of a woman leading a nightly broadcast that way that you don't have that long list of this is how it was handled differently, whether that's good, bad, or indifferent. So now it's just an indictment on her and her character because we don't have other examples to look at. So I think anytime when you're one of the only or you're the first, then there's another onus on you to kind of set the temperature of the way it's going to be handled. And if people don't like that particular thing because it's you, then it becomes problematic for everyone else. That's the reason why anytime diva gets thrown out there or the B word or anything to describe a strong, assertive woman, I'm always looking twice. Like, I want proof. What does that mean? What does she do?
Receipts.
Right. I need the receipts, girl. I need the receipts.
And if that's true,
that doesn't mean it can't be true.
That is absolutely true. She can. This could be true. But when you use language like that, it's dipped in that kind of historical context that women, especially like Eric and I, immediately are like, ooh, diva. That comes from a background of sexism.
Right.
And so I think you just have to be careful when you put that out there. Diva-like is not the best word.
But you could I totally get what you guys are saying, but you could cover that up with my religious background, my sexual preferences, whatever you want to do. If you're not doing your job, okay, you got to be called out on it. And again, I'm not talking about Nora Jones. I'm talking in general.
Nora O'Donnell.
I'm sorry, Nora Jones.
Great singer.
That just popped in my head.
Good singer.
You got to be called out on it. And you can't say, well, it's because of my religion that you're firing me or whatever the background may be. You could still be a jerk and have those other sides of you, right? And we're too afraid now to say anything like, you're being a jerk. And it's like, why? Because you don't believe in what I believe in? No, because you're being a bad person.
Right.
That's what it is. So we have to be able to call that out and differentiate the two.
I agree. And let me just say real quick, just so you know, she's third in the ratings. I want everyone to know. I don't know how many shows, but she's third in the ratings. So they could have just said, we're fed up 3 major networks. She's 3rd in the network of the ratings. I would say, why don't they just say that? They're fed up with the ratings. Why do they add the diva-like
Because
behavior?
that puts the onus on them as well to do something to change the ratings. And that's why I'm saying, I wonder if anything that we're talking about at the table matters, because it's all about viewership. Sean Hannity, no matter how you feel about him, has said some things that would get me fired for repeating them. But he's on the air every night because he gets eyeballs, period. Nobody knows how he acts. Nobody knows if he's a jerk. Nobody knows anything. Yeah. And we won't until his ratings drop. Then stories will start to leak. But until then, look at Bill Belichick. Won all the Super Bowls with Tom Brady. Now the Patriots aren't that good. Somebody wrote a book about how he's a jerk behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff. When the Super Bowl stopped coming, when the ratings stopped coming, here comes the divas, here comes the jerks, you know?
Interesting, interesting. All right, do you ever find yourself down a true crime rabbit hole? Are you hooked on gory shows like the latest Netflix hit Squid Game? Well, these are indicators that you might have a high morbid curiosity. So morbid curiosity is the desire to learn about threatening situations by either witnessing them or seeing them in a book, movie, or TV show. So now researchers at the University of Chicago say that higher morbid curiosity can help people process stress and anxiety. And they have devised a quiz to test your level of curiosity. So of course we took that quiz, yeah? And so everyone knows it was out of 6, and the average score is 3.4. So here are our results. Erica, did you take the test?
I did.
And what are your results, my love?
My total morbid curiosity is a 2.33, which is fairly low.
Fairly low. Do you think that has to do with your dad working in that business, in the funeral business?
Well, one of the questions does ask if you have any desire to see a body be prepped for a funeral.
Yeah.
And I was like, that happened when I was like 3. So yeah, it's not the same.
Not the same. I like that. Jeffrey, what was yours?
Yeah, so we all took the quiz, and if you go to our YouTube page, you can take the very same quiz.
Good. Link.
Right,
Excellent.
Yeah. So mine out of 6, was it?
Out of 6?
Mine total was 4.2.
Oh, double Erica's.
Yeah, which is weird. Well, maybe not, which makes perfect sense. But mine, it has differentiating questions, meaning like, are you interested in an autopsy or what happens at a funeral home? I am not. But if there was gladiators, I would watch. I would watch. So I'm more into like violence than. But it is.
What's your violence?
My violence is 5.3.
My violence was a 1.
I just feel like that's going to be a conversation on dates in the future. What's your violence number? Okay,
I would have got the check right after that, by the way.
You're a 1. I need to go. Leave. Albert, yours?
I was going to say, Jeff and I, we almost had the exact same score. It was a 4.3, but I'm the other way around. I wouldn't want to go see the gladiators, but I would want to see a limb removed. I would want to see a head transplant because I've seen surgeries. So that was, I remember my first surgery.
You were pre-med.
Right, so I've seen a lot of surgeries. Back surgeries are crazy.
That is really interesting.
Yeah.
Mine's kind of high. It's 5.17.
Oh.
Okay, we didn't need the noise. I think only because my mom is so medically inclined. She's very ill in many different ways that I've lived in hospitals. As a child, in order to process that and not literally lose it, I studied it and I wanted to see it and learn it. That was my way.
But you didn't want to
coping.
go into medicine.
I almost did.
I could see you.
And I really almost did. But I want to see the goriest of gore because it helps me with the anxiety, I think, of my mom, if that makes sense. If you're a caregiver, write me about that.
But do you want to see the violence, like the Roman Colosseum, or do you want to see like the surgery?
I said no on the Roman Colosseum, actually.
Really?
But I would want to see like an autopsy.
Yeah.
So
great.
interesting.
And it goes into psychology, too. So I'm interested, I guess sadly or not sadly, in the psychology. Why did they do that? I'm so fascinated of why people do things, but I don't want to see, again, people, like, I want to see people getting their head smashed in, but I don't want to see it after.
That's interesting.
That's a good point, because when you talk about the minds of dangerous people, I'm curious about that. So that was a 3.83 for me.
Oh.
Yeah,
like I want to know why people
You're
do
psychologically
what they
inclined.
Do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And can we talk quickly about, there's a survey, so if you're into this, it's therapeutic?
Well, it helps you deal and cope with anxiety because death is a hard concept to deal with.
I don't think that's real.
Thanks, Jeff. We have some sad news today. I do want to get to this. Actor James Michael Tyler has died after a multi-year battle with cancer. Of course, Tyler's most famous role was Gunther on Friends. He appeared in nearly 150 episodes over the show's 10-year run and was the most frequent recurring actor on the show. He was 59. Prostate cancer, men, women, please get checked. And also, Gunther had the best timing. I call him Gunther because that's how I think of him. He was in love with Rachel and just hated everybody else, and it was wonderful to see him. Did you enjoy him?
And yeah, of course. And one of his wishes was if he could help one person with what he went through, that's what his end life goal was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get checked, y'all. Get checked. Coming up on DBL, what do these three celebs have in common? They're facing their fears together in a new paranormal activity show. Chatting with stars coming up next. Closed captioning provided by Okay, I was going to talk to you guys. There's a book Jane Goodall wrote. She's the famous woman. She's still alive. I'm trying to get an interview with her. She wrote a new book. She studied chimpanzees, or chimps in Rwanda, and learned first that they use tools. They learned that they eat meat, learned that they're warring, learned that they're tribal, learned that they're actually a much more violent species. And what she discusses is what Jeff was saying psychologically is some chimps, when they tribe and have a fight over literally like a line in the sand, other chimps will watch it. And we're so closely related to chimpanzees that Jane Goodall says, I finally understood humans and wars.
Well, what do you think rubbernecking is then?
But, okay, yeah, when you're like passing an accident or something, that's morbid curiosity. But I also think that that's a different, because Jeff and I were talking about that, like if you saw a fight and you knew you couldn't intervene.
I did say yes to that.
Would you stay and watch?
I did
and
say
I
yes.
said no. Oh. And the main reason why I said no also has to do with like environmental, like there's something in my mind where there's this noise level that happens and the speed, the acceleration of a fight that I'm like, weapons are coming. So I automatically, like, as soon as, like, fights start happening, I am gone, like, running the other direction.
So a fight to you equals weapons, like, immediately?
There's certain things, like, certain times.
That's interesting. I don't think that way.
It's just this sense that I have. And, like, I was saying for a few years ago, my husband and I were at a big party for Halloween, and a fight broke out, and I ran, and I was grabbing his hand for him to run behind me, and he wouldn't run. So I left him.
Oh my God.
And then someone got stabbed. So it was like, you just have to, there's something about that has like environmental play with it, in addition to your morbid curiosity.
I would never think if I saw a fight that somebody's not going to try and escalate it. Even if it's like, I just don't, people, everybody's drinking, I don't, no, you have to think like that. Yeah.
With Halloween around the corner, many people are facing their fears, like these three familiar faces. We got Shar Jackson, Jodie Sweetin, and Meta World Peace. They're sharing their latest encounters with paranormal activity. Also, Meta's driving during this interview. Yeah, he's a pro. Even so, we suggest that you don't try this at home. Here's today's Chatting with the Stars.
My name is Rachel, and I am actually an exorcist.
Like, what? She's an exorcist, y'all.
Shut your whole mouth. You all had no clue what was in store when you came together to explore haunted locations. What was it like meeting a professional exorcist for the first time? And can I go into that? Is that a job that's open?
You know, I think they might be taking applications. However, I was not prepared. When I signed up for this thing, I was like, oh, sure, it'll be like a psychic that'll go and take us around these places and tell us what she feels. When this woman said she was an exorcist, I almost gagged. Like, are you like, what? I didn't even know that was like a thing that normal people could do. I thought you had to have a collar for that.
You know, look, you do shows like this and you never quite know. We didn't know what it was going to be going into it with celebrity exorcism and like who we were going to meet. And we didn't know who else was going to be there. We just had a great time and really clicked. And like Shar and I hit it off. And Meta, I was really grateful for it because, you know, it made for a really fun time and a great show.
There's one sitting right here in the middle right now. The tall, skinny one.
And I will not look at him. Hey.
I'm a skeptic, and I'm on a panel with my co-hosts every day. One of my co-hosts is into the healing crystals. Yeah. We have co-hosts that go, see spiritual healers. So, like, they're on board. I want to get on board. I want to know, are you on board since, you started taking part of this, paranormal boot camp? Did that kind of change your perspective?
It was something that I didn't necessarily want to embrace. However,
that's real.
I was like, there's ghosts out there. Let them do them. I'm gonna do me. And okay, as long as we don't come together, it's all good. That was kind of my train of thought on it. But after this experience, I learned that it wasn't just like a creepy thing or something to be scared of, or not scared because I was scared. I was apprehensive.
That's not what it looked like. I'm just saying.
Hey, Jody, don't judge me. But after this experience, I learned that there's so much positive in that realm as well.
That's positive. Jody, what about celebrity exorcism might convince viewers who are skeptical that paranormal encounters might just be real? Were you a skeptic? We just wanted to get your take on that as well.
You know what? I'll be honest. I'm a person, I love science. I love scientific evidence. I love, knowing things. I'm not a person who, falls for something easily. Right. But I do have an open mind. I think that there are all kinds of things that we can't see or feel or understand that exist in the universe. And so I like to tap into those things. And this is kind of what I consider that to be, is like an extension of this realm of things that we can't see. I always ask questions, but I definitely think that the world is much bigger than we see with just our regular eyes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's great. And that kind of leads me to my next question. I'm coming to you, Meta, for this, because I feel like you're a person that really vibes on energy. So was there anything that happened while you were filming where you were that was some serious spooky energy, or that was actually really positive? Was there anything where you felt something different?
I did feel like. Did y'all hear that?
What was that?
I don't know.
Somebody's here?
Meta?
At points in times where we weren't welcomed, I just think that they were saying, I know that this is a show for you, but I really live here. I don't need to step in your way. I come in peace.
It's literally in your name. Yes.
It's in your name. It's your last name, literally. Char, Jody, and Meta, thank you so much for joining us. DBL Nation, tune in to Celebrity Exorcism, streaming on Tubi just in time for Halloween. Get all your people around. We'll be right back. Thanks again, you guys. Be safe.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Through the legislation and talking with experts, it's a false and misleading claim, but let's break down why it's false. This is the Facebook post. It says how many citizens are actually aware under Part 2 of the infrastructure bill upon death, the entire value of your accumulated wealth and estate will be taxed at 61%. Let's verify. Is this true? To find out, we went to the infrastructure bills themselves and two fiscal policy experts, Shai Akabis from the Bipartisan Policy Center and Mark Goldwyn from the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. First off, let's flag this post as false.
Generally false. That statement was. The infrastructure bill has nothing even anywhere close to a estate tax or a wealth tax.
The so-called death tax proposal is not currently in either infrastructure bill. And our experts say this post is misleading for another reason. The death tax proposal has come up in legislation before. It would have been a combination of estate taxes, which don't apply to everyone.
Only about 2,000 households in the United States ended up paying an estate tax, and those estates had at least $11.7 million of assets in them.
And a raise in capital gains taxes, which again doesn't apply to the vast majority of Americans.
I'm talking about people that die with more than $25-30 million worth of assets. That'd be their marginal rate.
So no, this post is not true. There is currently no death tax in the infrastructure bills. Now, this death tax has been seen in other legislation, particularly the president's budget, according to our experts. But that would once again only affect the ultra-wealthy. But still a no, it's not in either one of the infrastructure bills. With Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
Welcome back to DBL. So scammers are trying to turn off your power. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. According to some utility agencies, scammers are calling people pretending to be from the company. They're even manipulating caller ID to make it look like the call is actually coming from the company. They threaten to turn off your power right away and demand immediate payment, often by prepaid debit card. Here's what you need to know. A utility company will never do that, so hang up the phone. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals, so call 1-800-419-0131 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. This is what happens when you're vulnerable. They'll hit you when you're down.
Something seems weird, hang up, regroup, and then if it's important, they'll call back or you'll call back.
I like that. Regroup. I should do that more often. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
part of detecting and beating breast cancer is arming yourself with the right information about it. So here are some things doctors say folks aren't getting right when it comes to the disease. Our sources are Dr. Lori Gentile, a breast surgical oncologist with No on Health, and breast health nonprofit, breastcancer.org. First up, genetics. The claim, if it doesn't run in your family, you're not likely to get it.
Breast cancer is common, 1 in 8 women. And so we actually find that about 85% of women actually have no known family history of breast cancer or don't have a known genetic link.
So this claim is false. Gentile says most breast cancers are what's called sporadic. It's random. She says only 5 to 10% of cases are believed to be hereditary. Next, the signs. The claim. Breast cancer always causes a lump.
The number one symptom of breast cancer is no symptom at all. And so most breast cancer, the majority of breast cancer is particularly in the United States, and 2021 is detected on screening mammograms.
Gentile says that's happening 60% of the time. So no, a lump is not always a telltale sign, and it's important to watch out for these signs too.
Nipple changes or inversion or discharge, skin changes to the breast, rapid swelling of the breast or redness to the breast.
Finally, behaviors. The claim, using deodorant with aluminum and wearing underwire bras can cause breast cancer.
There are lots of women that use deodorant and wear underwire bras that never get a breast cancer. So far, there's been no studies to date showing that those are not safe or a cause of breast cancer.
So this claim, too, is false. Don't forget, men and women should be attuned to breast changes. And doctors say women over 40 or at high risk of breast cancer should have a mammogram every year. With your Verify, I'm Vanessa Rufus.
If you have a 515 or 319 area code, 10-digit dialing will become mandatory, even for local calls. Let's connect the dots. The Federal Communications Commission established 988 as the new nationwide 3-digit phone number for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. There are 82 area codes in 35 states and 1 U.S. territory currently using 988 as their local exchange and allows 7-digit dialing. This includes area codes 515 and 319 in Iowa. Area codes that use 988 as a local exchange or the first 3 digits of a 7-digit phone number will need to use a 10-digit dialing. Connecting the dots, I'm Khalil Maycock, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
You know when you think everyone's laughing at you and they are, but you don't know why? That's what's happening right now.
That's all the time.
It is all the time. I just want to say I appreciated the conversation. A lot of people wrote in about saying they actually like Norah Donald, some saying they want to get rid of her. I do think you can have both, though, that she has low ratings and isn't a great person, but the word diva-like specifically in that case was just a trigger word, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah, we don't know that woman.
Yeah.
She could be the nicest person on earth as far as I know.
I'm sure nice people have been fired as well. You're exactly right.
Exactly
Shout out to Norah Jones.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Her dad's Ralphie Shonkard.
On October 13th, the Social Security Administration announced Social Security benefits would increase by 5.9% in 2022 to account for inflation. This means that next year, benefit recipients will get on average an extra $92 a month, according to AARP. This will be the largest increase since 2008. Many social media users credited President Joe Biden for the benefit boost. So let's verify. Is the president responsible for Social Security benefit increases? We went to these sources for an answer. Social Security benefit increases are based on the rate of inflation. The Bureau of Labor Statistics determines inflation annually based on the average price of common consumer goods, which they call the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. If a person is paying more for the same thing from one year to the next, then the CPI increases. Under the 1972 Social Security amendments, the Social Security Administration uses the CPIW, a subset of the Consumer Price Index, to determine how much to increase the benefit every year. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the CPIW saw a 5.9% increase over last year. That's the exact increase in Social Security benefits for 2022. So we can verify, no, the president is not responsible for Social Security benefit increases. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
We're learning more about the deadly shooting on set of Alec Baldwin's movie. Could he be charged with a crime? Lori Loughlin is back on TV. Does she still have what it takes to make it in Hollywood? Charlemagne the God is here. Plus, did Shar Jackson, Jodie Sweetin, and Meta World Peace really run into ghosts on their new show?
This is a sham.
No. Y'all, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Monday, October 25th. I'm Tori. I'm in for Sam, and I'm here with Al, Jeff, Erica. How's everybody doing?
I love my co-hosts.
Yeah. Were you guys
laughing
about me or no?
Oh, no.
Okay. Okay, make sure.
Oh, everything's about you, Tori.
Yeah, Tori.
Most of the time it is.
It totally is. All right. We have some actual new details in Remember the Deadly shooting that happened on the set of that Alec Baldwin movie, Rust. So police documents describe what took place, and follow me here. During rehearsal, Baldwin was seated on a church pew, and he was practicing a cross draw with his gun. He reportedly pointed his gun at the camera, and that's when a live round struck the director in the shoulder and the cinematographer in the chest, killing her. Court documents also reveal that it was the assistant director who handed Baldwin the firearm, telling him it was a cold gun, meaning that it was not loaded, which turned out to be, of course, incorrect. I want to talk about not blame, but accountability here and where it lies. And I just want to give you a little bit more inside information. The armorer was 24 and only done 2 movies before. She's the person in charge of the weaponry.
And she's called the armorer.
Armorer, yes,
Okay.
correct. They had, the assistant director had previous safety complaints on his previous Hulu series. And we had 6, I believe, of the camera crew resign hours earlier because of safety problems and of COVID issues and of not getting paid. And a week earlier, a prop gun on this set went off, even though it's supposed to be cold. Alec Baldwin, the actor, doesn't have, I get, any intention, but Alec Baldwin's also producing this movie. Do we, or do you all think there's criminal liability for Alec Baldwin to be charged for negligence?
I don't know about criminal, but
well, we
please.
have a lawyer coming up, so I think we'll leave that to the lawyer, right? For me personally, I think we have to separate just like you did. Alec Baldwin, the actor, again, I'm not a lawyer, I don't know. I don't think would be charged. But as a producer, looking over the whole cast and the production, maybe. But as an actor, if you're trying to learn your marks and where to go, and when they say action, you have to start at this spot, end at this spot, and say your lines in between, and then fire the gun halfway through, whatever it may be. If you're doing that and someone hands you the gun and says, this is a cold gun, and you're remembering where you have to go and what your lines are, that's what rehearsals are for. I don't think you have any blame in thinking if someone hands that to you, it's not a live gun, it's a cold gun. You're not even worried about it. So if you fire it, it's not your fault. It's a person who handed you that gun.
Interesting.
I just can't believe that they had 2 incidents where they were told that it was a cold gun and it wasn't. I mean, first of all, one would be egregious. But the fact that it happened before, that was the warning. That's the reason why when things happen that put you in personal jeopardy or, you know, the safety of an organization is in question, that's the reason why we have to report these things to ensure that it's corrected. Now you have 2, and it's like basically gun safety 101 to check a chamber to make sure that there isn't a bullet like lodged in there, because it's completely possible for that to happen. That's the reason why a lot of people will have their guns open, so every time they pick it up, you can see
literally see it.
So this is like, the more information that comes out, the more egregious it is, because the idea that this could happen twice is just unbelievable.
Well, let's talk to someone who knows what they're talking about. Al's not a doctor or a lawyer, but we are going to have Al ask a couple of questions. A lot of people are asking, could Baldwin, like I said, face criminal charges for what happened? To help us answer this, we do have a special guest. Joining us right now is legal analyst, best-selling author, and KBLA host of Areva Martin Out Loud. I know her well. Areva Martin, thank you so much for being on DBL. Areva, is there going to be any criminal liability? And if so, do you think it could involve Alec Baldwin?
Well, thanks for having me, and good to see you again, Tori. First of all, you know, no one should ever die on a movie set. Let's start with that. And my heart, I'm sure the hearts of Americans all over this country go out to Helena and her family, to the family of Helena. We know she has a son and a husband. Criminal liability, that's a big question. There hasn't been a lot of cases where there's been a death on a movie set where there have been criminal charges. There's been one, if we look back, John Landis and others were charged when that helicopter accident killed Vic Morrow and 2 kids. But there is a question about culpability here, and you guys have been talking about it. This wasn't the first time that this incident occurred on this set. There were allegations that there were safety protocols not being followed by the crew members. We know crew members walked off of this set. So all of those issues are going to be investigated by sheriffs who are going to determine if the negligence, because clearly there was negligence, if that negligence rises to the level of criminal negligence and possibly involuntary manslaughter charges being filed against someone involved. I don't think they will reach to Alec Baldwin, because Alex is the actor in this situation. Being handed a gun that he's told is cold, and I don't think there's any obviously intent and probably knowledge on his part about the live ammunition being in the gun.
Areva, can I just jump in and ask, as the producer, Alec, do you see a problem with his being sued in any way?
Definitely when it comes to the civil liability, cases like this, I can pretty much guarantee you there's going to be a civil suit filed by Ms. Hutchins' family, and that will engulf pretty much everyone that had any operational control with respect to the set, and that will be the producers, the production company, this Armour, who you talked about at the beginning of the piece, who's this 24-year-old woman who'd only been on 2 movies prior to this assistant director that handed the gun to Alec Baldwin, maybe even the gun manufacturer might be brought into a civil lawsuit. So we should expect to see a civil suit. We should expect to see multi-millions of dollars paid out to Helena's family as a result of the negligence that resulted in her death.
Well, have we seen cases like this in the past where people are held criminally or civilly liable for accidents on set? And what have we learned from those cases?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I mentioned earlier that the whole Twilight Zone, that movie, we know in the I think it was around 82 or so, where John Landis was the director, and he and 3 others were charged with involuntary manslaughter because of some deaths that resulted on that set. Ultimately, they were not convicted. They were acquitted for those charges. But look back to the Brandon Lee, the Crow movie, that Brandon Lee was killed in a very similar way to what we saw with Helena, live ammunition in a gun fired. Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son, dies. No criminal charges were brought in that case. It's unusual for negligence to rise to the level of criminal negligence on movie sets, but not impossible. And this investigation is ongoing. It's early. Details are just becoming available. So I think it's too early to say one way or the other if criminal charges will be filed. I feel more confident about the civil charges because the negligence is clear. The walkout, the complaints about the failure to follow safety protocols, all of that is ripe for some kind of civil suit for wrongful death to be filed by Helena's family.
Well, yeah, I was just going to ask, can we anticipate some kind of precedent being set so as we move forward, there are some
sets,
right on sets, like some kind of actual law, because it seems very kind of loose. Somebody that's on their second set, she's 24 years old. Like, how did this happen?
Yeah, that's disturbing for all of us, I think, to find. Not that her age matters, but the experience level, right? That's what we'd be looking for, someone with a lot more experience. And then the question of supervision. Who was supervising this employee that only had 2 movies under her belt? There is already moving in the state legislature in California a bill that would bar any kind of live ammunition forever being on a movie set. So yes, we're already seeing the legislative process, the wheels grinding, because no one should ever die on a movie set. So I think you're going to see some legislation. I think you're going to see some major changes to the rules and regulations that govern sets, particularly when you have, the use of prop guns like we have in this case.
Very informative.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ariva. Yeah, a lot of people writing in thanking you for the discerning information, letting us know. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to check out Ariva's book, Awakening Ladies, Leadership, and the Lies We've Been Told, out now on Amazon or wherever books are sold. Ariva, it was lovely seeing you again. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thanks. Coming up on DBL, thank you. Charlemagne the God is here. He's talking about how Tyler Perry changed his life. But first, gross airplane habits 30,000 feet in the air. Ugh, we'll show you how disgusting some passengers can be, coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by...
Let me be...
Ariva was very informative. Like, we have the questions beforehand, obviously, and she was answering them before we could ask them. So she was very informative, breaking everything down, which is great. That's exactly what you want to know, because they're what you guys want to know, what we want to know. We're just curious, and she was great at breaking all that down. Did that change your mind at all about anything? Because you really think Alec Baldwin's going to be sued here, and I don't think he is.
Well, I think he'll definitely get sued. I think he'll definitely get sued.
But his production company will be sued. He won't as an individual.
Well, he is an individual producer on it. Like, it's Alan Chaney, 2 other people are executive producers, and then producer Alec Baldwin. Now, he has insurance, so he certainly will be taken care of. Of course, he'll be protected.
Despite, or maybe because of the paper trail, like Erica talked about, of negligence on set and people walking off and another one being discharged again, then maybe, I don't know how the insurance covers that.
And or does that, to me, the idea of all that paperwork behind and the people walking out, that levels up to more negligence in terms of a criminal case being brought. I don't know if Alec Baldwin will be charged.
I don't think he will.
But somebody will, because someone died.
But I think the insurance company will have to fight that out in court. I don't
But
think
that's a civil
he
case.
will.
I mean, like in a criminal, someone will be held. Like, could there be someone held for like negligent manslaughter?
I'm wondering, and this is like
Maybe
kinda,
not.
I hope this doesn't sound like off, what we're talking about, but I wonder how this will affect smaller productions, because you do hear about movies that are on a shoestring budget that end up becoming something really big, that win an award, and they're made for $800,000 or something.
Rare, but yeah.
Rare, but like it does happen, or just like a movie that does well, maybe not win an award, but does
Napoleon
well.
Dynamite,
Yeah,
Blair Witch.
and I wonder, will this affect the smaller movies, the shoestring budget movies, from getting made, or getting even part of the crew that they normally would, because there's going to be so much money involved in terms of insurance and everything. It seems like it needs to be done, but I always wonder, like, what's the fallout from something like that?
Don't miss a day of DBL. Bold debates. Enough.
Get real.
Hot celebs.
Happy 5th anniversary.
That just sounded weird, actually.
And all the laughs. Okay, I'm done with this. DBL is always all new every day.
Jeff, welcome back to DBL. So what would you do if you got onto your seat on a plane
And saw Tori.
I'd be excited.
Thank you. Thanks. And saw this. Stop it right now. Saw this. You ready? A woman with her hair draped over the back of her seat.
Whoa.
This picture was recently reposted on Twitter with a caption asking, "Would this make you mad?" Lots of people replied with other photos. There's this picture of someone's foot just laying on the armrest of the seat in front of them. Then another person posted this picture.
Wow.
Okay, nasty toes of some very
Is he
gross.
in The Hobbit? What's
I
going
know,
on?
on an armrest. Finally, what would you do if the person behind you did this? Put their feet on top of your headrest. And when I ask you guys about this, I also want to ask, who are you complaining to, the person or the steward?
Yeah.
The flight attendant.
I'm not saying anything for that first picture, but I will tell you by the time we land, I'm going to have a good 4 bundles because that is getting cut.
Would you
and that's
not?
about 12 ounces of hair. I don't wear hair extensions anymore, but I know the value. I'm telling you. Those are going on some nice wefts.
Wefts?
Yes.
You are allowed to do whatever you want to on your side of the headrest.
Including cutting
Exactly. If you happen to have scissors over there.
That would be a problem.
Jeff, I have to ask you. You are this is your wheelhouse. Which one of those really just turned you inside out?
Well, the hair one is not great.
That's not great.
That's not great. The Hobbit feet one is like, what does your life consist of? How did you get like that? What are you doing on this airplane?
Not bad.
I have so many questions. I have so many questions for people at the airport.
That was fresh dirt. It was fresh, wet
garden
dirt.
You know
Yeah.
what you're doing. You know your feet are dirty. You know your hair is flipped over someone else's chair, right? And I think in today's society, if you try to say something, it becomes a problem.
And that's
right?
why they're doing it. They
Right.
want you to say something. It's transgressive, and they know it is.
You guys don't think it's just dumb
No,
people?
it's like,
dumb, dirty people, for real? I think a lot of dumb, dirty people don't understand what's going on around them.
But if you're flipping your hair back onto a chair because you don't have any room or you don't want to be uncomfortable, you know you're putting someone else off behind you. And then when they confront you with that, as kind as you want to be, say, "Excuse me, your hair's kind of be here." Well, who are you? Why do you talk to me? And then it's going to come to this, and it's going to be this big fight, and then the phones are going to come breaking out, and all of a sudden, I just ask you.
That's exactly.
Be respectful of other
Jeff is
people's
right,
space.
and it's a little thing. It's a micro. It's like if you and Jordan were like at a bar, just having a drink quietly, and I came up and just put my drink on your table and started talking to my friend. It's not the end of the world, but it's a thing. It's a transgression, just like those feet, just like that hair. And I feel like that's why you have to go to the flight attendant, because that person wants you to say something. No different than the guy that puts his drink on your table wants you to say, "Hey, buddy, can you move your drink? Oh, do you own this bar?" They want an issue. So
you would go to the flight attendant?
Absolutely.
Jeff,
not
flight
the
attendant?
steward, as you said.
I said steward or stewardess.
Yeah,
you
what
could do both.
Pan Am Airlines? What year is this? Not the stewardess anymore.
1950. I'm so sorry, flight attendant. Erica, what would you do?
I would say something to the person. I mean, not aggressively,
What
but
would
just
you say? Because you have the demeanor, you might be able to do it.
Well, I generally get that, like, excuse me. You know, where you're just overly
sweet.
Yeah. I am. Excuse me. Your hair, if you want to keep it.
No, but see how
you got to take it off the table.
But then what if she comes back or with something, you know what I mean, and just escalates it very quickly? Where do you go from there?
Well, then you have to get somebody else involved.
But you would go
But
right to the
hopefully getting that person involved also means that I get an upgrade. You know, it could be a win-win for everybody.
But do the fights that we've seen like make you guys think twice?
Yes.
Because I mean, they fight the flight attendants too.
Yeah, that's true.
It does. Everything in the air makes me nervous now. Makes me nervous. Everything. I wasn't nervous.
On the ground as well.
Yeah, on the ground, everywhere.
Everything.
It's everywhere.
Everything
right?
makes her nervous.
Oh man, I'm nervous now. Coming up on DBL, yes, we have Charlemagne the God. He is here to talk about his new series and what it's like working in late night TV. Stay tuned.
Through the legislation and talking with experts, it's a false and misleading claim, but let's break down why it's false. This is the Facebook post. It says how many citizens are actually aware under Part 2 of the infrastructure bill upon death, the entire value of your accumulated wealth and estate will be taxed at 61%. Let's verify. Is this true? To find out, we went to the infrastructure bills themselves and two fiscal policy experts, Shai Akabis from the Bipartisan Policy Center and Mark Goldwyn from the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. First off, let's flag this post as false.
Generally false. That statement was.
The infrastructure bill has nothing even anywhere close to a estate tax or a wealth tax.
The so-called death tax proposal is not currently in either infrastructure bill. And our experts say this post is misleading for another reason. The death tax proposal has come up in legislation before. It would have been a combination of estate taxes, which don't apply to everyone.
Only about 2,000 households in the United States ended up paying an estate tax, and those estates had at least $11.7 million of assets in them.
And a raise in capital gains taxes, which again doesn't apply to the vast majority of Americans.
I'm talking about people that die with more than $25–30 million worth of assets. That'd be their marginal rate.
So no, this post is not true. There is currently no death tax in the infrastructure bills. Now, this death tax has been seen in other legislation, particularly the president's budget, according to our experts. But that would once again only affect the ultra-wealthy. But still a no, it's not in either one of the infrastructure bills. With Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
He once called himself the prince of upsetting people in the hit radio show, The Breakfast Club, and now he's unpacking pop culture and politics in his new late-night talk show. We caught up with host Charlemagne the God and his show's executive producer, Rachel Edwards, to find out more in today's Chatting with the Stars.
Hey, I know a lot of y'all hate seeing my eyebrows on TV every week, and some of you might want me to go to hell, but I will not match your energy. I want you to go to hell. And that's exactly what we're talking about tonight, healing. Whose responsibility is it for you to heal? In the words of Soulja Boy, tell him, you! Let's start the damn show.
Charlemagne and Rachel, welcome to DBL. Charlemagne the God. Never spoken to a God before, so thank you. You've made a name for yourself by giving your strong take on news and pop culture. And we want you to weigh in on the ongoing conversation we've been having about cancel culture. What are your thoughts on how Dave Chappelle handled the backlash he received about a transphobic joke he made during his new stand-up special?
Dave has an opinion, and you know the trans community is entitled to respond to that opinion in any way they seem fit. Like if they want to protest, they can protest. If they want to, you know, ask for Dave to be, you know, taken down from Netflix, they have the right to do that too. Like none of us, you know, have the luxury of just saying something and not expecting a response. I think Dave anticipated the backlash. I honestly think he knew there was going to be backlash. He said it during the special, and it's so funny. I just watched the special for the first time Friday. He said it over and over throughout the special. He kept saying, I'm going there. I'm not that clueless to think I can say what I want and people are not going to have an opinion about it.
Fair.
Right. Well, I mean, and you do it every day. And I mean, a lot of us do actually get a lot of strength and feel a bit more emboldened to say our piece because of people like you. You know, as an author, you've been super open about your mental health journey. Can you share how watching an interview with Tyler Perry helped you to understand that you were sexually abused?
Oh, man. You know, it's so crazy. When I first watched that interview, you know, I wasn't nowhere near doing any kind of work on myself. And I saw it in real time back in the day when he was on Oprah. And I watched him crying. And I remember just saying to myself, well, you know, what's wrong with him? Because I think the way that, you know, men process sexual assault is different. Like, we don't look at it as sexual assault. We look at it as I was 8, you know, getting it popping with an older woman. Like, I literally remember me and like my guys at that age having conversations about being with older women back then. And, you know, none of us processed it as, you know, sexual assault. That's not something I processed as sexual assault until I was in my late 30s.
Wow.
You know, and then I just understood it more, because you just don't know, you know, what that did to you.
As you heard Shar so openly speak about this right here, it's not just on the interview that he's opening up about this. He uses his Comedy Central platform to do the same, to reach, you know, many people in different ways. And sure, we're talking about critical race theory and decrackifying America and mental health, and those are serious topics, but we're helping you laugh through that pain. We're kind of helping you understand that this, you know, the truth is sometimes uncomfortable, but, you know, it's a Friday night vibe, and we're giving you a kind of a balance of the both. So I'm really happy to be on this journey with him.
Charlamagne, you've been working closely with Stephen Colbert. What has he taught you about late night?
Man, he's so involved. I mean, Rachel can speak to this more than me, but he's on every email. He's on every phone call. He's telling us when he don't like stuff.
Wow.
You know, he's telling us when we can do things better. And honestly, I appreciate all of that, because it's just a team that, you know, wants this show to be successful. We've done 5 episodes. You can catch up on Paramount Plus right now. It's streaming all 5 episodes. And yeah, I think you're about to say new episodes when?
Friday nights on Comedy Central.
Friday, 10 o'clock. This Friday coming up.
Woohoo!
Hey.
Thank you guys so much for being here and for your time and for your advocacy. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Part of detecting and beating breast cancer is arming yourself with the right information about it. So here are some things doctors say folks aren't getting right when it comes to the disease. Our sources are Dr. Lori Gentile, a breast surgical oncologist with No on Health, and breast health nonprofit, breastcancer.org. First up, genetics. The claim, if it doesn't run in your family, you're not likely to get it.
Breast cancer is common, you know, 1 in 8 women. And so we actually find that about 85% of women actually have no known family history of breast cancer or don't have a known genetic link.
So this claim is false. Gentile says most breast cancers are what's called sporadic. It's random. She says only 5 to 10% of cases are believed to be hereditary. Next, the signs. The claim. Breast cancer always causes a lump.
The number 1 symptom of breast cancer is no symptom at all. And so most breast cancer, the majority of breast cancer is particularly in the United States, and 2021 is detected on screening mammogram.
Gentile says that's happening 60% of the time. So no, a lump is not always a telltale sign, and it's important to watch out for these signs too.
Nipple changes or inversion or discharge, skin changes to the breast, rapid swelling of the breast or redness to the breast.
Finally, behaviors. The claim, using deodorant with aluminum and wearing underwire bras can cause breast cancer.
There are lots of women that use deodorant and wear underwire bras that never get a breast cancer. So far, there's been no studies to date showing that those are not safe or a cause of breast cancer.
So this claim too is false. Don't forget, men and women should be attuned to breast changes. And doctors say women over 40 or at high risk of breast cancer should have a mammogram every year. With your Verify, I'm Vanessa Rufus.
If you have a 515 or 319 area code, 10-digit dialing will become mandatory even for local calls. Let's connect the dots. The Federal Communications Commission established 988 as the new nationwide 3-digit phone number for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. There are 82 area codes in 35 states and 1 U.S. territory currently using 988 as their local exchange and allows 7-digit dialing. This includes area codes 515 and 319 in Iowa. Area codes that use 988 as a local exchange or the first 3 digits of a 7-digit phone number will need to use a 10-digit dialing. Connecting the dots, I'm Khalil Maycock, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
This show. Welcome back to DBL. What are your worst flight stories? All right, Al, you just got back from the airport.
I did.
Like hours ago. Anything crazy happen on your airplane?
Not on this trip, but I've had a couple. One, I think I've said this before. One, there was a guy in the window and I was in the middle and he started just going through all the different ringers on his phone. Just no earbuds, just like bloop, 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 bloop. And just was like, oh, I don't know if I like that one. Let me see. It just like, and I was just like, there was a woman that was clipping her nails on the tray. That was yeah. And it's just like, what are you doing? Come on, guys.
What's the worst thing that's happened for you? You guys, any of you guys have any?
It's a culmination of all of it.
You hate it.
Of all. Like, there needs to be a show. Like, really. You know what I mean? And start shaming people. No, everyone's against shaming people. No, we need to go back to that. We need to start shaming Hobbit feet, clipping nails, waiting in line when you're in group 6 and they're doing group 2, and you're just standing there. Shame.
Shame.
On October 13th, the Social Security Administration announced Social Security benefits would increase by 5.9% in 2022 to account for inflation. This means that next year, benefit recipients will get on average an extra $92 a month, according to AARP. This will be the largest increase since 2008. Many social media users credited President Joe Biden for the benefit boost. So let's verify. Is the president responsible for Social Security benefit increases? We went to these sources for an answer. Social Security benefit increases are based on the rate of inflation. The Bureau of Labor Statistics determines inflation annually based on the average price of common consumer goods, which they call the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. If a person is paying more for the same thing from one year to the next, then the CPI increases. Under the 1972 Social Security amendments, the Social Security Administration uses the CPIW, a subset of the Consumer Price Index, to determine how much to increase the benefit every year. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the CPIW saw a 5.9% increase over last year. That's the exact increase in Social Security benefits for 2022. So we can verify, no, the president is not responsible for Social Security benefit increases. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No. Y'all just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. I am Tori. I'm in for Sam. I'm here with Al, Jeff, Erica. We are so grateful you are joining us today. Lori Loughlin is returning to TV. It's been a while since we talked about Loughlin. The actress will reprise her character from the Hallmark show When Calls the Heart, which I still don't understand the title, for the second season of When Hope Calls. And we have a little trailer. Take a look.
Being here has got me thinking of me and my sister. I don't know what would have happened without you.
Oh, Cody. Nothing has made me happier than being your mom.
You mean it?
With all my heart.
Yay! Sorry. It's not my taste. It could be yours. No issue. Let's be clear, though. This is a spin-off series that's not actually associated with Hallmark or the producers of When Calls the Heart. This will be Lori's first post-prison project since she got fired from When Calls the Heart and Fuller House for her involvement in, of course, the college admissions scandal.
I'm sorry, what? What?
I don't know.
It's When Calls the Heart, but it's not associated with When Calls.
Yeah, I don't get that either. And it's also When Hope Calls, but it's not, and it's not associated.
When are we going to stop talking about this woman?
That's all I want to know.
Well, Erica, people care. She's a famous woman, rich, that went to jail, and there is something about us as the people that likes to see rich people get a comeuppance.
Americans like a comeback.
Right. Well, no, but also there is a reason that people did take some joy with her going to jail.
Yes,
right.
Of course.
So let's be honest about what that is. But now that weird kind of curiosity to see that happen morphs itself into now we want to see a redemption story. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just like, listen, people are complaining about this because she's getting her livelihood back. You're going to take her livelihood away? Like, come on. She did her time. She went to prison, and now she's in this movie. And I'm not knocking this, but I am. You know what I mean? It's not associated with like Hallmark. It's not on Netflix or anything. She's just trying to get back on track. And we're now like knocking her down. Like, how dare you? If you write somebody a check and you're like, hey, this is for here, a little something. You're doing the same thing she did. You know what I mean? In some aspect of that. So whenever you're giving money away, don't pretend like everybody's innocent out there. You're wanting a favor back for what you gave that money for. So let's let her get her life back on track. That's what I'm for. And it's good marketing in the end. People now are going to watch this movie because she's in it.
Of course.
Erica, will you watch it?
Well, no, but that's just, I wouldn't have watched it regardless of who's in it.
And you're happy for a comeback. You're a comeback cop, no?
Of course. I mean, hey. It all comes down to, first of all, this comes down to revenue. Jeff's exactly right. We would not have been talking about anything that has to do with this movie if she weren't in it.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't be in it if it wasn't for the scandal.
Exactly. So fame or shame, it's all the same game.
And let me ask you this. If I was in that movie, you would watch it, Erica?
Well, of course I would watch it.
We wouldn't watch it because Jeff wouldn't tell us.
Yeah, no,
until
that's
it
true.
just goes off the air and Jeff's like, I was just in that movie. And I'm like, I want to kill you.
He's so annoyed about it. He's like, oh, I jumped off into Zimbabwe, into the Victoria Falls or something. I'm like, you tell us now?
Cool story.
I did do that.
Okay.
Did you really?
On a bungee.
See? Who are you?
Every story with this, he's like,
Jeff
think
is
we're like
Forrest
lying.
Gump.
He's just,
he has been everywhere. He has met everybody.
So true.
Like there's a part of history that Jeff pops up everywhere. He's
the real Forrest Gump.
I've done some cool things.
Yeah.
But sometimes we bring it up on the show and I forget. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, Jeff would be like, I did a movie with him. I'm like,
Didn't want to tell us?
Okay.
All right. Nora O'Donnell, host of the CBS's Evening News, might be in trouble at work. So there are reports today that network execs are fed up with bad ratings and O'Donnell's diva-like behavior. That's in quotes, diva-like behavior. Nora reportedly makes $8 million a year anchoring the Evening News. But the report has some asking, why don't more women host major nightly news broadcasts? In fact, only 2 other women have been solo hosts on evening news broadcasts. We had Katie Couric and Diane Sawyer. Why don't you think we see more women on the news, Erica?
Because we say things like diva-like.
Yeah, right.
A man can have the most Summer's Eve personality of them all, and that's just the way it is. But a woman has a little bit of she is able to hold her own, and she's unapologetic about it. And now it's like, oh, she's a diva. Like, I know far more male divas than female divas. I guarantee it.
I love that. And just so I just think anytime a woman is somewhat controlling or wanting things her way, sometimes we lean towards the B word or the diva-like. It's always a little bit smeared in that other way that a man would be seen as he's got it under control and he knows what he wants.
He's aggressive.
Agree?
Yeah, my thing is, here comes the little conspiracy Al. I wonder if you kind of float this story out there because you're prepared to terminate her contract before it's over. So you're kind of creating a narrative to bring somebody else in. Now, maybe it might be another woman, might be somebody new, but it just seems like when somebody is doing well with the ratings, we don't get stories like this. But when the ratings drop, it's like, Jeff, he's kind of weird on set. I'm just saying, no details, but you float that out there, and then when the I don't want to say axe drops, but whatever. When you lose your job, it's not all of a sudden.
It's like a temperature check.
You guys make terrific points. I agree with all of you. But what if it's just the truth, right? What if this person is disrupting the set, and I'm not saying she is, I'm just hypothetical here, but then you pull that card of, there is no women on nighttime TV or network TV, so you can't fire me now, right? So it's what if it is true, because you always are as strong as your weakest link, and what if she is the weakest link to this show right now?
Well, I think that it's a double-edged sword because there are so few examples of a woman leading a nightly broadcast that way, that you don't have that long list of this is how it was handled differently, whether that's good, bad, or indifferent, you know? So now it's just an indictment on her and her character, because we don't have other examples to look at. So I think anytime when you're one of the only or you're the first, then there's another onus on you to kind of set the temperature of the way it's going to be handled. And if people don't like that particular thing because it's you, then it becomes problematic for everyone else. That's the reason why anytime diva gets thrown out there, or the B word, or anything to describe a strong, assertive woman, I'm always looking twice. Like, I want proof. What does that mean? What does she do?
Receipts.
Right. I need the receipts, girl. I need the receipts.
And if that's true,
that doesn't mean it can't be true.
That is absolutely true. She can. This could be true. But when you use language like that, it's dipped in that kind of historical context that women, especially like Eric and I, immediately are like, ooh, diva. That comes from a background of sexism.
Right.
And so I think you just have to be careful when you put that out there. Diva-like is not the best word.
But you could I totally get what you guys are saying, but you could cover that up with my religious background, my sexual preferences, whatever you want to do. If you're not doing your job, okay, you got to be called out on it. And again, I'm not talking about Nora Jones. I'm talking in general.
Nora O'Donnell.
I'm sorry, Nora Jones.
Great singer.
Wow, that just popped in my head.
Good singer.
You got to be called out on it. And you can't say, well, it's because of my religion that you're firing me, or whatever the background may be. You could still be a jerk and have those other sides of you, right? And we're too afraid now to say anything like, you're being a jerk. And it's like, why? Because you don't believe in what I believe in? No, because you're being a bad person.
Right.
That's what it is. So we have to be able to call that out and differentiate the two.
I agree. And let me just say real quick, just, you know, she's third in the ratings. I want everyone to know, I don't know how many out of how many shows, but she's third in the ratings. So they could have just said, we're fed up. 3 major networks. She's third in the network of the ratings. I would say, why don't they just say that? They're fed up with the ratings. Why do they add the diva-like
Because
behavior?
that puts the onus on them as well to do something to change the ratings. And that's why I'm saying, I wonder if anything that we're talking about at the table matters, because it's all about viewership. Sean Hannity, no matter how you feel about him, has said some things that would get me fired for repeating them. But he's on the air every night because he gets eyeballs, period. Nobody knows how he acts. Nobody knows if he's a jerk. Nobody knows anything. And we won't. Until his ratings drop, then stories will start to leak. But until then, look at Bill Belichick. Won all the Super Bowls with Tom Brady. Now the Patriots aren't that good. Somebody wrote a book about how he's a jerk behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff. When the Super Bowl stopped coming, when the ratings stopped coming, here comes the divas, here comes the jerks, you know?
Interesting, interesting. All right, do you ever find yourself down a true crime rabbit hole? Are you hooked on gory shows like the latest Netflix hit Squid Game? Well, these are indicators that you might have a high morbid curiosity. So morbid curiosity is the desire to learn about threatening situations by either witnessing them or seeing them in a book, movie, or TV show. So now researchers at the University of Chicago say that higher morbid curiosity can help people process stress and anxiety. And they have devised a quiz to test your level of curiosity. So of course we took that quiz, yeah? And so everyone knows it was out of 6, and the average score is 3.4. So here are our results. Erica, did you take the test?
I did.
And what are your results, my love?
My total morbid curiosity is a 2.33, which is fairly low.
Fairly low. Do you think that has to do with your dad working in that business, in the funeral business?
Well, one of the questions does ask if you have any desire to see a body be prepped for a funeral.
Yeah.
And I was like, that happened when I was like 3. So yeah, it doesn't. it's not the same.
Not the same. I like that. Jeffrey, what was yours?
Yeah, so we all took the quiz, and if you go to our YouTube page, you can take the very same quiz.
Good. Linked.
Right,
Excellent.
yes. So mine out of 6, was it?
Out of 6?
Mine total was 4.2.
Oh, double Erica's.
Yeah, which is weird. Well, maybe not, which makes perfect sense. But mine, it has differentiating questions, meaning like, are you interested in an autopsy or what happens at a funeral home? I am not. But if there was gladiators, I would watch. I would watch. So I'm more into like violence than. But it is.
What's your violence?
My violence
number?
is 5.3.
My violence was a 1.
I just feel like that's going to be a conversation on dates in the future. What's your violence number? Okay,
I would have got the check right after that, by the way.
You're a 1. I need to go.
Yeah.
Leave. Albert, yours?
I was going to say, Jeff and I, we almost had the exact same score. It was a 4.3, but I'm the other way around. I wouldn't want to go see the gladiators, but I would want to see a limb removed. I would want to see a head transplant because I've seen surgeries. So that was, I remember my first.
You were pre-med.
Right. So I've seen a lot of surgeries. Back surgeries are crazy.
That is really interesting.
Yeah.
Mine's kind of high. It's 5.17.
Oh.
Okay, we didn't need the noise. I think only because my mom is so medically inclined. She's very ill in many different ways that I've lived in hospitals. As a child, in order to process that and not literally lose it, I studied it and I wanted to see it and learn it. That was my way.
But you didn't want to
coping.
go into medicine.
I almost did.
I could see.
And I really almost did. But I want to see the goriest of gore because it helps me with the anxiety, I think, of my mom, if that makes sense. If you're a caregiver, write me about that.
But do you want to see the violence, like the Roman Colosseum, or do you want to see like the surgery?
I said no on the Roman Colosseum, actually. But I would want to see like an autopsy.
Yeah.
So great. Interesting.
And it goes into psychology, too. So I'm interested, I guess sadly or not sadly, in the psychology. Why did they do that? I'm so fascinated of why people do things, but I don't want to see, again, people like, I want to see people getting their head smashed in, but I don't want to see it after.
That's interesting.
That's a good point because when you talk about the minds of dangerous people, I'm curious about that. So that was a 3.83 for me.
Oh,
yeah.
Like I want to know why people.
You're
do
psychologically
what they
inclined.
Do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And can we talk quickly about? There's a survey, so if you're into this, it's therapeutic.
Well, it helps you deal and cope with anxiety because death is a hard concept to deal with.
I don't think that's real.
Thanks, Jeff. We have some sad news today. I do want to get to this. Actor James Michael Tyler has died after a multi-year battle with cancer. Of course, Tyler's most famous role was Gunther on Friends. He appeared in nearly 150 episodes over the show's 10-year run and was the most frequent recurring actor on the show. He was 59. Prostate cancer, men, women, please get checked. And also, Gunther had the best timing. I call him Gunther because that's how I think of him. He was in love with Rachel and just hated everybody else, and it was wonderful to see him. Did you enjoy him?
And of course. And one of his wishes was if he could help one person with what he went through, that's what his end life goal was.
Wow. Get checked, y'all. Get checked. Coming up on DBL, what do these 3 celebs have in common? They're facing their fears together in a new paranormal activity show. Chatting with the stars coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
Okay, I was going to talk to you guys. There's a book Jane Goodall wrote. She's the famous woman. She's still alive. I'm trying to get an interview with her. She wrote a new book. She studied chimpanzees, or chimps in Rwanda, and learned first that they use tools. They learned that they eat meat, learned that they're warring, learned that they're tribal, learned that they're actually a much more violent species. And what she discusses is what Jeff was saying psychologically is some chimps, when they tribe and have a fight over literally like a line in the sand, other chimps will watch it. And we're so closely related to chimpanzees that Jane Goodall says, I finally understood humans and wars.
Well, what do you think rubbernecking is then?
But, okay, yeah, when you're like passing an accident or something, that's morbid curiosity. But I also think that that's a different, because Jeff and I were talking about that, like if you saw a fight and you knew you couldn't intervene.
I did say yes to that.
Would you stay and watch?
I did say yes.
I said no.
Oh.
And the main reason why I said no also has to do with like environmental, like there's something in my mind where there's this noise level that happens and the speed, the acceleration of a fight that I'm like, weapons are coming. So I automatically, like, as soon as like fights start happening, I am gone, like running the other direction.
So a fight to you equals weapons, like immediately.
There's certain things, like certain times.
That's interesting. I don't think that way.
It's just this sense that I have, and like I was saying, for a few years ago, my husband and I were at a big party for Halloween, and a fight broke out, and I ran, and I was grabbing his hand for him to run behind me, and he wouldn't run, so I left him.
Oh my God.
And then someone got stabbed. So it was like, you just have to, there's something about that has like environmental play with it, in addition to your morbid curiosity.
I would never think if I saw a fight that somebody's not going to try and escalate it. Even if it's like, I just don't, people, everybody's drinking, I don't, no, you have to think.
With Halloween around the corner, many people are facing their fears, like these three familiar faces. We got Shar Jackson, Jodie Sweetin, and Meta World Peace. They're sharing their latest encounters with paranormal activity. Also, Meta's driving during this interview. Yeah, he's a pro. Even so, we suggest that you don't try this at home. Here's today's Chatting with the Stars.
My name is Rachel, and I am actually an exorcist.
Like, what? She's an exorcist, y'all.
Shut your whole mouth.
You all had no clue what was in store when you came together to explore haunted locations. What was it like meeting a professional exorcist for the first time? And can I go into that? Is that a job that's open?
You know, I think they might be taking applications. However, I was not prepared. When I signed up for this thing, I was like, oh, sure, it'll be like a psychic that'll go and take us around these places and tell us what she feels. When this woman said she was an exorcist, I almost gagged. Like, are you like, what? I didn't even know that was like a thing that normal people could do. I thought you had to have a collar for that.
You know, look, you do shows like this and you never quite know. We didn't know what it was going to be going into it with celebrity exorcism and like who we were going to meet. And we didn't know who else was going to be there. We just had a great time and really clicked. And like Shar and I hit it off. And Meta, I was really grateful for it because, you know, it made for a really fun time and a great show.
There's one sitting right here in the middle right now. The tall, skinny one.
And I will not look at him.
I'm a skeptic, and I'm on a panel with my co-hosts every day. One of my co-hosts is into the healing crystals. We have co-hosts that go, you know, see spiritual healers. So, like, they're on board. I want to get on board. I want to know, are you on board? Since, you know, you started taking, like, part of this, you know, paranormal boot camp, did that kind of change your perspective?
It was something that I didn't necessarily want to embrace. However,
that's real.
I was like, you know, there's ghosts out there. Let them do them. I'm going to do me, you know. And okay, as long as we don't come together, it's all good. That was kind of my train of thought on it. But after this experience, I learned that it wasn't just like a creepy thing or something to be scared of, or not scared because I was scared. No, I was apprehensive.
That's not what it looked like. I'm just saying.
Hey, Jodie, don't judge me. But after this experience, I learned that there's so much positive in that realm as well.
That's positive. Jodie, what about celebrity exorcism might convince viewers who are skeptical that paranormal encounters might just be real? Were you a skeptic? We just wanted to get your take on that as well.
You know what? I'll be honest. I'm a person, like, I love science. I love scientific evidence. I love, like, knowing things. I'm not a person who, like, falls for something easily.
Right.
But I do have an open mind. I think that there are all kinds of things that we can't see or feel or understand that exist in the universe. And so I like to tap into those things. And this is kind of what I consider that to be, is like an extension of this realm of things that we can't see. I always ask questions, but I definitely think that the world is much bigger than we see with just our regular eyes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's great. And that kind of leads me to my next question. I'm coming to you, Meta, for this, because I feel like you're a person that, like, really vibes on energy. So, like, was there anything that happened while you were filming where you were like, that was like some serious spooky energy, or like that was actually really positive? Like, was there anything where you felt something different?
I did feel like. Did y'all hear that?
What was that?
I don't know.
Somebody's here?
Meta?
At points in times where we weren't welcomed. I did think that they were saying, I know that this is a show for you, but I really live here. I don't mean to step in your way. I come in peace.
It's literally in your name. Yes.
It's in your name. It's your last name, literally. Char, Jody, and Meta, thank you so much for joining us. DBL Nation, tune in to Celebrity Exorcism, streaming on Tubi just in time for Halloween. Get all your people around. We'll be right back. Thanks again, you guys. Be
Appreciate
safe.
y'all.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We all know. Looking through the legislation and talking with experts, it's a false and misleading claim, but let's break down why it's false. This is the Facebook post. It says how many citizens are actually aware under Part 2 of the infrastructure bill upon death, the entire value of your accumulated wealth and estate will be taxed at 61%. Let's verify. Is this true? To find out, we went to the infrastructure bills themselves and two fiscal policy experts, Shai Akabis from the Bipartisan Policy Center and Mark Goldwyn from the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. First off, let's flag this post as false.
Generally false, that statement was. The infrastructure bill has nothing even anywhere close to a estate tax or a wealth tax.
The so-called death tax proposal is not currently in either infrastructure bill. And our experts say this post is misleading for another reason. The death tax proposal has come up in legislation before. It would have been a combination of estate taxes, which don't apply to everyone.
Only about 2,000 households in the United States ended up paying an estate tax, and those estates had at least $11.7 million of assets in them.
And a raise in capital gains taxes, which again doesn't apply to the vast majority of Americans.
I'm talking about people that die with more than $25–30 million worth of assets. That'd be their marginal rate.
So no, this post is not true. There is currently no death tax in the infrastructure bills. Now, this death tax has been seen in other legislation, particularly the president's budget, according to our experts. But that would once again only affect the ultra-wealthy. But still a no, it's not in either one of the infrastructure bills. With Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
Welcome back to DBL. So scammers are trying to turn off your power. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. According to some utility agencies, scammers are calling people pretending to be from the company. They're even manipulating caller ID to make it look like the call is actually coming from the company. They threaten to turn off your power right away and demand immediate payment, often by prepaid debit card. Here's what you need to know. A utility company will never do that, so hang up the phone. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals, so call 1-800-419-0131 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. This is what happens when you're vulnerable. They'll hit you when you're down.
Something seems weird, hang up, regroup, and then if it's important, they'll call back or you'll call back.
I like that. Regroup. I should do that more often. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by.
Are you?
An important part of detecting and beating breast cancer is arming yourself with the right information about it. So here are some things doctors say folks aren't getting right when it comes to the disease. Our sources are Dr. Lori Gentile, a breast surgical oncologist with No on Health, and breast health nonprofit, breastcancer.org. First up, genetics. The claim, if it doesn't run in your family, you're not likely to get it.
Breast cancer is common, 1 in 8 women. And so we actually find that about 85% of women actually have no known family history of breast cancer or don't have a known genetic link.
So this claim is false. Gentile says most breast cancers are what's called sporadic. It's random. She says only 5 to 10% of cases are believed to be hereditary. Next, the signs. The claim. Breast cancer always causes a lump.
The number one symptom of breast cancer is no symptom at all. And so most breast cancer, the majority of breast cancer is particularly in the United States, and 2021 is detected on screening mammograms.
Gentile says that's happening 60% of the time. So no, a lump is not always a telltale sign, and it's important to watch out for these signs too.
Nipple changes or inversion or discharge, skin changes to the breast, rapid swelling of the breast or redness to the breast.
Finally, behaviors. The claim, using deodorant with aluminum and wearing underwire bras can cause breast cancer.
There are lots of women that use deodorant and wear underwear bras that never get a breast cancer. So far, there's been no studies to date showing that those are not safe or a cause of breast cancer.
So this claim too is false. Don't forget, men and women should be attuned to breast changes. And doctors say women over 40 or at high risk of breast cancer should have a mammogram every year. With your Verify, I'm Vanessa Rufus.
If you have a 515 or 319 area code, 10-digit dialing will become mandatory even for local calls. Let's connect the dots. The Federal Communications Commission established 988 as the new nationwide 3-digit phone number for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. There are 82 area codes in 35 states and 1 U.S. territory currently using 988 as their local exchange and allows 7-digit dialing. This includes area codes 515 and 319 in Iowa. Area codes that use 988 as a local exchange or the first 3 digits of a 7-digit phone number will need to use a 10-digit dialing. Connecting the dots, I'm Khalil Maycock, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
You know when you think everyone's laughing at you and they are, but you don't know why? That's what's happening right now.
That's all the time.
It is all the time. I just want to say I appreciated the conversation. A lot of people wrote in about saying they actually like Nora Donaldson, saying they want to get rid of her. I do think you can have both, though, that she has low ratings and isn't a great person, but the word diva-like specifically in that case was just a trigger word, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah, we don't know that woman.
Yeah.
She could be the nicest person on earth as far as I know.
I'm sure nice people have been fired as well. You're exactly right.
Exactly
Shout out to Nora Jones.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Her dad's Ralphie Shonkard.
On October 13th, the Social Security Administration announced Social Security benefits would increase by 5.9% in 2022 to account for inflation. This means that next year, benefit recipients will get on average an extra $92 a month, according to AARP. This will be the largest increase since 2008. Many social media users credited President Joe Biden for the benefit boost. So let's verify. Is the president responsible for Social Security benefit increases? We went to these sources for an answer. Social Security benefit increases are based on the rate of inflation. The Bureau of Labor Statistics determines inflation annually based on the average price of common consumer goods, which they call the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. If a person is paying more for the same thing from one year to the next, then the CPI increases. Under the 1972 Social Security amendments, the Social Security Administration uses the CPIW, a subset of the Consumer Price Index, to determine how much to increase the benefit every year. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the CPIW saw a 5.9% increase over last year. That's the exact increase in Social Security benefits for 2022. So we can verify, no, the president is not responsible for Social Security benefit increases. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
We're learning more about the deadly shooting on set of Alec Baldwin's movie. Could he be charged with a crime? Lori Loughlin is back on TV. Does she still have what it takes to make it in Hollywood? Charlemagne the God is here. Plus, did Shar Jackson, Jodie Sweetin, and Meta World Peace really run into ghosts on their new show? Oh my gosh.
Are you insane? This is a sham.
No. Y'all, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Monday, October 25th. I'm Tori. I'm in for Sam, and I'm here with Al, Jeff, Erica. How's everybody doing?
I love my co-host.
Yeah. Were you guys laughing about me or no?
Oh, no.
Okay. Okay, make sure.
Not everything's about you, Tori.
Yeah, Tori.
Most of the time it is.
It totally is. All right. We have some actual new details in remember the deadly shooting that happened on the set of that Alec Baldwin movie Rust. So police documents describe what took place, and follow me here. During rehearsal, Baldwin was seated on a church pew and he was practicing a cross draw with his gun. He reportedly pointed his gun at the camera, and that's when a live round struck the director in the shoulder and the cinematographer in the chest, killing her. Court documents also reveal that it was the assistant director who handed Baldwin the firearm, telling him it was a cold gun, meaning that it was not loaded, which turned out to be, of course, incorrect. I want to talk about not blame, but accountability here and where it lies. And I just want to give you a little bit more inside information. The armorer was 24 and only done 2 movies before. She's the person in charge of the weaponry.
And she's called the armorer.
Armorer, yes,
Okay.
correct. They had, the assistant director had previous safety complaints on his previous Hulu series. And we had 6, I believe, of the camera crew resign hours earlier because of safety problems and of COVID issues and of not getting paid. And a week earlier, a prop gun on this set went off, even though it's supposed to be cold. Alec Baldwin, the actor, doesn't have, I get, any intention, but Alec Baldwin's also producing this movie. Do we, or do you all think there's criminal liability for Alec Baldwin to be charged for negligence?
I don't know about criminal, but
Well, we
please.
have a lawyer coming up, so I think we'll leave that to the lawyer, right? For me personally, I think we have to separate just like you did. Alec Baldwin, the actor, again, I'm not a lawyer, I don't know. I don't think would be charged. But as a producer, looking over the whole cast and the production, maybe. But as an actor, if you're trying to learn your marks and where to go, and when they say action, you have to start at this spot, end at this spot, and say your lines in between, and then fire the gun halfway through, whatever it may be. If you're doing that and someone hands you the gun and says, this is a cold gun, and you're remembering where you have to go and what your lines are, that's what rehearsals are for. I don't think you have any blame in thinking if someone hands that to you, it's not a live gun, it's a cold gun. You're not even worried about it. So if you fire it, it's not your fault. It's a person who handed you that gun.
Interesting.
I just can't believe that they had 2 incidents where they were told that it was a cold gun and it wasn't. I mean, first of all, one would be egregious. But the fact that it happened before, that was the warning. That's the reason why when things happen that put you in personal jeopardy or, you know, the safety of an organization is in question, that's the reason why we have to report these things to ensure that it's corrected. Now you have 2, and it's like basically gun safety 101 to check a chamber to make sure that there isn't a bullet like lodged in there, because it's completely possible for that to happen. That's the reason why a lot of people will have their guns open, so every time they pick it up, you can see
Literally see it. Yeah.
So this is like, the more information that comes out, the more egregious it is, because the idea that this could happen twice is just unbelievable.
Well, let's talk to someone who knows what they're talking about. Al's not a doctor or a lawyer, but we are going to have Al ask a couple of questions. A lot of people are asking, could Baldwin, like I said, face criminal charges for what happened? To help us answer this, we do have a special guest. Joining us right now is legal analyst, best-selling author, and KBLA host of Areva Martin Out Loud. I know her well. Areva Martin, thank you so much for being on DBL. Areva, is there going to be any criminal liability? And if so, do you think it could involve Alec Baldwin?
Well, thanks for having me, and good to see you again, Tori. First of all, no one should ever die on a movie set. Let's start with that. And my heart, I'm sure the hearts of Americans all over this country go out to Helena and her family, to the family of Helena. We know she has a son and a husband. Criminal liability, that's a big question. There hasn't been a lot of cases where there's been a death on a movie set where there have been criminal charges. There's been one, if we look back, John Landis and others were charged when that helicopter accident killed Vic Morrow and 2 kids. But there is a question about culpability here, and you guys have been talking about it. This wasn't the first time that this incident occurred on this set. There were allegations that there were safety protocols not being followed by the crew members. We know crew members walked off of this set. So all of those issues are going to be investigated by sheriffs who are going to determine if the negligence, because clearly there was negligence, if that negligence rises to the level of criminal negligence and possibly involuntary manslaughter charges being filed against someone involved. I don't think they will reach to Alec Baldwin because Alex is the actor in this situation. Being handed a gun that he's told is cold, and I don't think there's any obviously intent and probably knowledge on his part about the live ammunition being in the gun.
Ariva, can I just jump in and ask, as the producer, Alec, do you see a problem with his being sued in any way?
Definitely when it comes to the civil liability, cases like this, I can pretty much guarantee you there's going to be a civil suit filed by Ms. Hutchins' family, and that will engulf pretty much everyone that had any operational control with respect to this set, and that will be the producers, the production company, this Armour, who you talked about at the beginning of the piece, who's this 24-year-old woman who'd only been on 2 movies prior to this assistant director that handed the gun to Alec Baldwin. Maybe even the gun manufacturer might be brought into a civil lawsuit. So we should expect to see a civil suit. We should expect to see multi-millions of dollars paid out to Helena's family as a result of the negligence that resulted in her death.
Well, have we seen cases like this in the past where people are held criminally or civilly liable for accidents on set? And what have we learned from those cases?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I mentioned earlier that the whole Twilight Zone, that movie, we know in the I think it was around 82 or so, where John Landis was the director, and he and 3 others were charged with involuntary manslaughter because of some deaths that resulted on that set. Ultimately, they were not convicted. They were acquitted for those charges. But look back to the Brandon Lee, the Crow movie, that Brandon Lee was killed in a very similar way to what we saw with Helena, live ammunition in a gun fired, Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son, dies. No criminal charges were brought in that case. It's unusual for negligence to rise to the level of criminal negligence on movie sets, but not impossible. And this investigation is ongoing. It's early. Details are just becoming available. So I think it's too early to say one way or the other if criminal charges will be filed. I feel more confident about the civil charges because the negligence is clear. The walkout, the complaints about the failure to follow safety protocols, all of that is ripe for some kind of civil suit for wrongful death to be filed by Helena's family.
Well, yeah, I was just going to ask, can we anticipate some kind of precedent being set so as we move forward, there are
on
some
sets,
right on sets, like some kind of actual law, because it seems very kind of loose. Somebody that's on their second set, she's 24 years old. How did this happen?
Yeah, that's disturbing for all of us, I think, to find. Not that her age matters, but the experience level, right? That's what we'd be looking for, someone with a lot more experience. And then the question of supervision. Who was supervising this employee that only had 2 movies under her belt? There is already moving in the state legislature in California a bill that would bar any kind of live ammunition forever being on a movie set. So yes, we're already seeing the legislative process, the wheels grinding, because no one should ever die on a movie set. So I think you're going to see some legislation. I think you're going to see some major changes to the rules and regulations that govern sets, particularly when you have the use of prop guns like we have in this case.
Very informative.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ariva. Yeah, A lot of people writing in, thanking you for the discerning information, letting us know. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to check out Ariva's book, Awakening Ladies, Leadership, and the Lies We've Been Told, out now on Amazon or wherever books are sold. Ariva, it was lovely seeing you again. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thanks. Coming up on DBL, thank you. Charlemagne the God is here. He's talking about how Tyler Perry changed his life. But first, gross airplane habits 30,000 feet in the air. Ugh, we'll show you how disgusting some passengers can be coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
Riva was very informative. Like, we have the questions beforehand, obviously, and she was answering them before we could ask them. So she was very informative, breaking everything down, which is great. That's exactly what you want to know, because they're what you guys want to know, what we want to know. We're just curious, and she was great at breaking all that down. Did that change your mind at all about anything? Because you really think Alec Baldwin's going to be sued here, and I don't think he is.
Well, I think he'll definitely get sued. I think he'll definitely get sued.
But his production company will be sued. He won't as an individual.
Well, he is an individual producer on it. Like, it's Alan Chaney, 2 other people are executive producers, and then producer Alec Baldwin. Now, he has insurance, so he certainly will be
protected.
taken care of. Of course, he'll be protected.
Despite, or maybe because of the paper trail, like Erica talked about, of negligence on setting people walking off and another one being discharged again, then maybe, I don't know how the insurance covers that.
And or does that, to me, the idea of all that paperwork behind and the people walking out, that levels up to more negligence in terms of a criminal case being brought. I don't know if Alec Baldwin will be charged.
I don't think he will.
But somebody will, because someone died.
But I think the insurance company will have to fight that out in court. I don't think
But that's a civil
he
case.
will.
I mean, like, in a criminal, someone will be held, like, could there be someone held for, like, negligent manslaughter?
I'm wondering, and this is like,
Maybe
kinda,
not.
I hope this doesn't sound like off, what we're talking about, but I wonder how this will affect smaller productions, because you do hear about movies that are on a shoestring budget that end up becoming something really big, that win an award, and they're made for $800,000 or something.
Rare, but yeah.
Rare, but like it does happen, or just like a movie that does well, maybe not win an award, but does
Napoleon
well.
Dynamite,
yeah.
Blair Witch.
And I wonder, will this affect the smaller movies, the shoestring budget movies, from getting made or getting even part of the crew that they normally would, because there's going to be so much money involved in terms of insurance and everything. It seems like it needs to be done, but I always wonder, like, what's the fallout from something like that?
Don't miss a day of DBL. Bold debates. Enough!
Get real.
Hot celebs.
Happy 5th anniversary.
That just sounded weird, actually. And all the laughs. Okay, I'm done with this. DBL is always all new every day.
Jeff, welcome back to DBL. So what would you do if you got onto your seat on a plane
and saw Tori?
I'd be excited.
Thank you. Thanks. And saw this. Stop it right now. Saw this. You ready? A woman with her hair draped over the back of her seat.
Whoa.
This picture was recently reposted on Twitter with a caption asking, "Would this make you mad?" Lots of people replied with other photos. There's this picture of someone's foot just laying on the armrest of the seat in front of them. Then another person posted this picture.
Wow.
Okay, nasty toes of some very
Is
gross.
he in The Hobbit?
I know, on an armrest. Finally, what would you do if the person behind you did this? Put their feet on top of your headrest. And when I ask you guys about this, I also want to ask, who are you complaining to, the person or the steward?
Yeah.
The flight attendant.
I'm not saying anything for that first picture, but I will tell you by the time we land, I'm going to have a good 4 bundles because that is getting cut. And that's about 12 ounces of hair. I don't wear hair extensions anymore, but I know the value. I'm telling you. Those are going on some nice wefts. Yes.
You are allowed to do whatever you want to on your side of the headrest,
including cutting.
Exactly. If you happen to have scissors over there,
that would be a problem.
Jeff, I have to ask you. You are this is your wheelhouse. Which one of those really just turned you inside out?
Well, the hair one is not great.
That's not great.
That's not great. The Hobbit feet one is like, what? What does your life consist of? How did you get like that? What are you doing on this airplane?
Not bad.
I have so many questions. I have so many questions for people
That
at
was
the airport.
fresh dirt. It was fresh, wet
garden
dirt.
dirt.
You know what you're doing. You know your feet are dirty. You know your hair is flipped over someone else's chair, right? And I think in today's society, if you try to say something, it becomes a problem.
And that's
right?
why they're doing it. They want you to say something. It's transgressive, and they know it is.
You guys don't think it's just dumb people?
It's like
dumb, dirty people, for real? I think a lot of dumb, dirty people don't understand what's going on around them.
But if you're flipping your hair back onto a chair because you don't have any room or you don't want to be uncomfortable, you know you're putting someone else off behind you. And then when they confront you with that, as kind as you want to be, say, excuse me, your hair's kind of be here. Well, who are you? Why do you talk to me? And then it's going to come to this, and then it's going to be this big fight, and then the phones are going to come breaking out, and all of a sudden, I just ask you.
That's exactly.
Respectful of other
Jeff is right,
space.
and it's a little thing. It's a micro. It's like if you and Jordan were like at a bar, just having a drink quietly, and I came up and just put my drink on your table and started talking to my friend. It's not the end of the world, but it's a thing. It's a transgression, just like those feet, just like that hair. And I feel like that's why you have to go to the flight attendant, because that person wants you to say something. No different than the guy that puts his drink on your table wants you to say, "Hey, buddy, can you move your drink? Oh, you know, do you own this bar?" They want an issue. So
you would go to the flight attendant?
Absolutely.
Jeff,
not
flight
the
attendant?
steward, as you said.
I said steward or stewardess.
Yeah,
you could do both.
Pan Am Airlines, what year is this? No, it's a stewardess anymore.
I'm so sorry, flight attendant. Erica, what would you do?
I would say something to the person. I mean, not aggressively,
what
but
would
just
you say? Because you have the demeanor, you might be able to do it.
Well, I generally get that, like, excuse me. You know, where you're just overly
sweet.
Yeah. I am. Excuse me. Your hair, if you want to keep it,
no, but see how
you got to take it off the seat.
But then what if she comes back or with something, you know what I mean, and just escalates it very quickly? Where do you go from there?
Well, then you have to get somebody else involved.
But you would go
But hopefully getting that person involved also means that I get an upgrade. You know, it could be a win-win for everybody.
But do the fights that we've seen like make you guys think twice? Because I mean, they fight the flight attendants too.
Yeah, that's true.
It does. Everything in the air makes me nervous now. It makes me nervous. Everything. I wasn't nervous.
On the ground as well.
Yeah, on the ground, everywhere. It's everywhere.
Everything makes her nervous.
Oh man, I'm nervous now. Coming up on DBL, yes, we have Charlemagne the God. He is here to talk about his new series and what it's like working in late night TV. Stay tuned.
The legislation and talking with experts, it's a false and misleading claim, but let's break down why it's false. This is the Facebook post. It says how many citizens are actually aware under Part 2 of the infrastructure bill upon death, the entire value of your accumulated wealth and estate will be taxed at 61%. Let's verify. Is this true? To find out, we went to the infrastructure bills themselves and two fiscal policy experts, Shai Akabis from the Bipartisan Policy Center and Mark Goldwyn from the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. First off, let's flag this post as false.
Generally false. That statement is.
The infrastructure bill has nothing even anywhere close to a estate tax or a wealth tax.
The so-called death tax proposal is not currently in either infrastructure bill. And our experts say this post is misleading for another reason. The death tax proposal has come up in legislation before. It would have been a combination of estate taxes, which don't apply to everyone.
Only about 2,000 households in the United States ended up paying an estate tax, and those estates had at least $11.7 million of assets in them.
And a raise in capital gains taxes, which again doesn't apply to the vast majority of Americans.
I'm talking about people that die with more than $25, $30 million worth of assets. That'd be their marginal rate.
So no, this post is not true. There is currently no death tax in the infrastructure bills. Now, this death tax has been seen in other legislation, particularly the president's budget, according to our experts. But that would once again only affect the ultra-wealthy. But still a no, it's not in either one of the infrastructure bills. With Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
He once called himself the prince of upsetting people in the hit radio show, The Breakfast Club, and now he's unpacking pop culture and politics in his new late-night talk show. We caught up with host Charlemagne the God and his show's executive producer, Rachel Edwards, to find out more in today's Chatting with the Stars.
Hey, I know a lot of y'all hate seeing my eyebrows on TV every week, and some of you might want me to go to hell, but I will not match your energy. I want you to go to hell. And that's exactly what we're talking about tonight, healing. Whose responsibility is it for you to heal? In the words of Soulja Boy, tell him, you! Let's start the damn show.
Charlemagne and Rachel, welcome to DBL. Charlemagne the God. Never spoken to a God before, so thank you. You've made a name for yourself by giving your strong take on news and pop culture. And we want you to weigh in on the ongoing conversation we've been having about cancel culture. What are your thoughts on how Dave Chappelle handled the backlash he received about a transphobic joke he made during his new stand-up special?
Dave has an opinion, and you know the trans community is entitled to respond to that opinion in any way they seem fit. Like if they want to protest, they can protest. If they want to, you know, ask for Dave to be, you know, taken down from Netflix, they have the right to do that too. Like none of us, you know, have the luxury of just saying something and not expecting a response. I think Dave anticipated the backlash. I honestly think he knew there was going to be backlash. He said it during the special, and it's so funny. I just watched the special for the first time Friday. He said it over and over throughout the special. He kept saying, I'm going there. I'm not that clueless to think I can say what I want and people are not going to have an opinion about it.
Fair. Right. Well, I mean, and you do it every day. And a lot of us do actually get a lot of strength and feel a bit more emboldened to say our piece because of people like you. You know, as an author, you've been super open about your mental health journey. Can you share how watching an interview with Tyler Perry helped you to understand that you were sexually abused?
Oh, man. You know, it's so crazy. When I first watched that interview, you know, I wasn't nowhere near doing any kind of work on myself. And I saw it in real time back in the day when he was on Oprah. And I watched him crying. And I remember just saying to myself, well, you know, what's wrong with him? Because I think the way that, you know, men process sexual assault is different. Like we don't look at it as sexual assault. We look at it as I was 8, you know, getting it popping with an older woman. Like I literally remember me and like my guys at that age having conversations about being with older women back then. And, you know, none of us processed it as, you know, sexual assault. That's not something I processed as sexual assault until I was in my late 30s.
Wow.
You know, and then I just understood it more because you just don't know, you know, what that did to you.
As you heard Char so openly speak about this right here, it's not just on the interview that he's opening up about this. He uses his Comedy Central platform to do the same, to reach, you know, many people in different ways. And sure, we're talking about critical race theory and declassifying America and mental health, and those are serious topics, but we're helping you laugh through that pain. We're kind of helping you understand that this, you know, the truth is sometimes uncomfortable, but, you know, it's a Friday night vibe and we're giving you a kind of a balance of the both. So I'm really happy to be on this journey with him.
Charlemagne, you've been working closely with Stephen Colbert. What has he taught you about late night?
Man, he's so involved. I mean, Rachel can speak to this more than me, but he's on every email. He's on every phone call. He's telling us when he don't like stuff.
Wow.
You know, he's telling us when we can do things better. And honestly, I appreciate all of that because it's just a team that, you know, wants this show to be successful. We've done 5 episodes. You can catch up on Paramount Plus right now. It's streaming all 5 episodes. And yeah, I think you're about to say new episodes when?
Friday nights on Comedy Central.
Friday, 10 o'clock. This Friday coming up.
Woohoo!
Hey.
Thank you guys so much for being here and for your time and for your advocacy. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Nothing.
Part of detecting and beating breast cancer is arming yourself with the right information about it. So here are some things doctors say folks aren't getting right when it comes to the disease. Our sources are Dr. Lori Gentile, a breast surgical oncologist with No on Health, and breast health nonprofit, breastcancer.org. First up, genetics. The claim, if it doesn't run in your family, you're not likely to get it.
Breast cancer is common, 1 in 8 women. And so we actually find that about 85% of women actually have no known family history of breast cancer or don't have a known genetic link.
So this claim is false. Gentile says most breast cancers are what's called sporadic. It's random. She says only 5 to 10% of cases are believed to be hereditary. Next, the signs. The claim. Breast cancer always causes a lump.
The number one symptom of breast cancer is no symptom at all. And so most breast cancer, the majority of breast cancer is particularly in the United States, and 2021 is detected on screening mammograms.
Gentile says that's happening 60% of the time. So no, a lump is not always a telltale sign, and it's important to watch out for these signs too.
Nipple changes or inversion or discharge, skin changes to the breast, rapid swelling of the breast or redness to the breast.
Finally, behaviors. The claim, using deodorant with aluminum and wearing underwire bras can cause breast cancer.
There are lots of women that use deodorant and wear underwear bras that never get a breast cancer. So far, there's been no studies to date showing that those are not safe or a cause of breast cancer.
So this claim too is false. Don't forget, men and women should be attuned to breast changes. And doctors say women over 40 or at high risk of breast cancer should have a mammogram every year. With your Verify, I'm Vanessa Rufus.
If you have a 515 or 319 area code, 10-digit dialing will become mandatory, even for local calls. Let's connect the dots. The Federal Communications Commission established 988 as the new nationwide 3-digit phone number for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. There are 82 area codes in 35 states and 1 U.S. territory currently using 988 as their local exchange and allows 7-digit dialing. This includes area codes 515 and 319 in Iowa. Area codes that use 988 as a local exchange or the first 3 digits of a 7-digit phone number will need to use a 10-digit dialing. Connecting the dots, I'm Khalil Maycock, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
This show. Welcome back to DBL. What are your worst flight stories? All right, Al, you just got back from the airport.
I did.
Like hours ago. Anything crazy happen on your airplane?
Not on this trip, but I've had a couple. One, I think I've said this before. One, there was a guy in the window and I was in the middle and he started just going through all the different ringers on his phone. Just no earbuds, just like bloop, 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 bloop. And just was like, oh, I don't know if I like that one. Let me see. It just like, and I was just like, there was a woman that was clipping her nails on the tray. That was yeah. And it's just like, what are you doing? Come on, guys.
What's the worst thing that's happened for you? You guys, any of you guys have any?
It's a culmination of all of it.
You hate it.
Of all. Like, there needs to be a show. Like, really. You know what I mean? It starts shaming people. No, everyone's against shaming people. No, we need to go back to that. We need to start shaming Hobbit feet, clipping nails, waiting in line when you're in group 6 and they're doing group 2, and you're just standing there. Shame.
Shame.
On October 13th, the Social Security Administration announced Social Security benefits would increase by 5.9% in 2022 to account for inflation. This means that next year, benefit recipients will get on average an extra $92 a month, according to AARP. This will be the largest increase since 2008. Many social media users credited President Joe Biden for the benefit boost. So let's verify. Is the president responsible for Social Security benefit increases? We went to these sources for an answer. Social Security benefit increases are based on the rate of inflation. The Bureau of Labor Statistics determines inflation annually based on the average price of common consumer goods, which they call the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. If a person is paying more for the same thing from one year to the next, then the CPI increases. Under the 1972 Social Security amendments, the Social Security Administration uses the CPIW, a subset of the Consumer Price Index, to determine how much to increase the benefit every year. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the CPIW saw a 5.9% increase over last year. That's the exact increase in Social Security benefits for 2022. So we can verify, no, the president is not responsible for Social Security benefit increases. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane? This is a sham.
No. Y'all just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. I am Tori. I'm in for Sam. I'm here with Al, Jeff, Erica. We are so grateful you are joining us today. Lori Loughlin is returning to TV. It's been a while since we talked about Loughlin. The actress will reprise her character from the Hallmark show When Calls the Heart, which I still don't understand the title, for the second season of When Hope Calls. And we have a little trailer. Take a look.
Being here has got me thinking of me and my sister. I don't know what would have happened without you.
Oh, Cody, nothing has made me happier than being your mom.
You mean it?
With all my heart.
Yay! Sorry. It's not my taste. It could be yours. No issue. Let's be clear, though. This is a spin-off series that's not actually associated with Hallmark or the producers of When Calls the Heart. This will be Lori's first post-prison project since she got fired from When Calls the Heart and Fuller House for her involvement in, of course, the college admissions scandal.
I'm sorry, what? What?
I don't know.
It's When Calls the Heart, but it's not associated with When Calls.
Yeah, I don't get that either. And it's also When Hope Calls, but it's not, and it's not associated.
When are we going to stop talking about this woman?
That's all I want to know.
Well, Erica, people care. She's a famous woman, rich, that went to jail, and there is something about us as the people that likes to see rich people get a comeuppance.
Americans like a comeback.
Right. Well, no, but also there is a reason that people did take some joy with her going to jail.
Yes,
right.
Of course.
So let's be honest about what that is. But now that weird kind of curiosity to see that happen morphs itself into now we want to see a redemption story. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just like, listen, people are complaining about this because she's getting her livelihood back. You're going to take her livelihood away? Like, come on. She did her time. She went to prison, and now she's in this movie. And I'm not knocking this, but I am. You know what I mean? It's not associated with like Hallmark. It's not on Netflix or anything. She's just trying to get back on track. And we're now like knocking her down. Like, how dare you? If you write somebody a check and you're like, hey, this is for here, a little something. You're doing the same thing she did. You know what I mean? In some aspect of that. So whenever you're giving money away, and don't pretend like everybody's innocent out there, you're wanting a favor back for what you gave that money for. So let's let her get her life back on track. That's what I'm for. And it's good marketing in the end. People now are going to watch this movie because she's in it.
Of course.
Erica, will you watch it?
Well, no, but that's just, I wouldn't have watched it regardless of who's in it.
And you're happy for a comeback. You're a comeback cop, no?
Of course. I mean, hey. It all comes down to, first of all, this comes down to revenue. Jeff's exactly right. We would not have been talking about anything that has to do with this movie if she weren't in it.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't be in it if it wasn't for the scandal.
Exactly. So fame or shame, it's all the same game.
And let me ask you this. If I was in that movie, you would watch it, Erica?
Well, of course I would watch it if you were in it.
We wouldn't watch it because Jeff wouldn't tell us.
Yeah, no, that's
true. Until it just goes off the air and Jeff's like, I was just in that movie, and I'm like, I want to kill you.
He's so annoyed about it. He's like, oh, I jumped off into Zimbabwe, into the Victoria Falls or something. I'm like, you tell us now?
Cool story. I did do that.
Okay.
Did you really? On a bungee.
See? Who are you?
Every story story with this. He's like,
Jeff is Forrest Gump.
He's just,
he has been everywhere. He has met everybody.
So true.
Like there's a part of history that Jeff pops up everywhere. He's
the real Forrest Gump.
I've done some cool things.
Yeah.
But sometimes we bring it up on the show and I forget. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, Jeff would be like, I did a movie with him. I'm like,
didn't want to tell us?
Okay.
All right. Nora O'Donnell, host of the CBS's Evening News, might be in trouble at work. So there are reports today that network execs are fed up with bad ratings and O'Donnell's diva-like behavior. That's in quotes, diva-like behavior. Nora reportedly makes $8 million a year anchoring the Evening News. But the report has some asking, why don't more women host major nightly news broadcasts? In fact, only 2 other women have been solo hosts on evening news broadcasts. We had Katie Couric and Diane Sawyer. Why don't you think we see more women on the news, Erica?
Because we say things like diva-like.
Yeah, right.
A man can have the most Summer's Eve personality of them all, and that's just the way it is. But a woman has a little bit of she is able to hold her own, and she's unapologetic about it. And now it's like, oh, she's a diva. Like, I know far more male divas than female divas. I guarantee it.
I love that. And just so I just think anytime a woman is somewhat controlling or wanting things her way, sometimes we lean towards the B word or the diva-like. It's always a little bit smeared in that other way that a man would be seen as he's got it under control and he knows what he wants.
He's
Do you
aggressive.
Agree?
Yeah, my thing is, here comes the little conspiracy Al. I wonder if you kind of float this story out there because you're prepared to terminate her contract before it's over. So you're kind of creating a narrative to bring somebody else in. Now, maybe it might be another woman, might be somebody new, but it just seems like when somebody is doing well with the ratings, we don't get stories like this. But when the ratings drop, it's like, Jeff, he's kind of weird on set. I'm just saying, no details, but you float that out there, and then when I don't want to say X drops, but whatever. When you lose your job, it's not all of a sudden.
It's like a temperature check.
You guys make terrific points. I agree with all of you. But what if it's just the truth, right? What if this person is disrupting the set? And I'm not saying she is. I'm just hypothetical here. But then you pull that card of there is no women on nighttime TV or network TV. So you can't fire me now, right? It's what if it is true, because you always are as strong as your weakest link? And what if she is the weakest link to this show right now?
Well, I think that it's a double-edged sword because there are so few examples of a woman leading a nightly broadcast that way that you don't have that long list of this is how it was handled differently, whether that's good, bad, or indifferent. So now it's just an indictment on her and her character because we don't have other examples to look at. So I think anytime when you're one of the only or you're the first, then there's another onus on you to kind of set the temperature of the way it's going to be handled. And if people don't like that particular thing because it's you, then it becomes problematic for everyone else. That's the reason why anytime diva gets thrown out there or the B word or anything to describe a strong, assertive woman, I'm always looking twice. Like, I want proof. What does that mean? What does she do?
Receipts.
Right. I need the receipts, girl. I need the receipts.
And if that's true,
that doesn't mean it can't be true.
That is absolutely true. She can. This could be true. But when you use language like that, it's dipped in that kind of historical context that women, especially like Eric and I, immediately are like, ooh, diva. That comes from a background of sexism.
Right.
And so I think you just have to be careful when you put that out there. Diva-like is not the best word.
But you could I totally get what you guys are saying, but you could cover that up with my religious background, my sexual preferences, whatever you want to do. If you're not doing your job, okay, you got to be called out on it. And again, I'm not talking about Nora Jones. I'm talking in general.
Nora O'Donnell.
I'm sorry, Nora Jones.
Great singer.
Wow, that just popped in my head.
Good singer.
Yeah. You got to be called out on it. And you can't say, well, it's because of my religion that you're firing me or whatever the background may be. You could still be a jerk and have those other sides of you, right? And we're too afraid now to say anything like, you're being a jerk. And it's like, why? Because you don't believe in what I believe in? No, because you're being a bad person.
Right.
That's what it is. So we have to be able to call that out and differentiate the two.
I agree. And let me just say real quick, she's third in the ratings. I want everyone to know, I don't know how many shows, but she's third in the ratings. So they could have just said, we're fed up 3 major networks. She's 3rd in the network of the ratings. I would say, why don't they just say that? They're fed up with the ratings. Why do they add the diva-like
Because
behavior?
that puts the onus on them as well to do something to change the ratings. And that's why I'm saying, I wonder if anything that we're talking about at the table matters, because it's all about viewership. Sean Hannity, no matter how you feel about him, has said some things that would get me fired for repeating them. But he's on the air every night because he gets eyeballs, period. Nobody knows how he acts. Nobody knows if he's a jerk. Nobody knows anything. Yeah. And we won't until his ratings drop. Then stories will start to leak. But until then, look at Bill Belichick. Won all the Super Bowls with Tom Brady. Now the Patriots aren't that good. Somebody wrote a book about how he's a jerk behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff. When the Super Bowl stopped coming, when the ratings stopped coming, here comes the divas, here comes the jerks, you know?
Interesting, interesting. All right, do you ever find yourself down a true crime rabbit hole? Are you hooked on gory shows like the latest Netflix hit Squid Game? Well, these are indicators that you might have a high morbid curiosity. So morbid curiosity is the desire to learn about threatening situations by either witnessing them or seeing them in a book, movie, or TV show. So now researchers at the University of Chicago say that higher morbid curiosity can help people process stress and anxiety. And they have devised a quiz to test your level of curiosity. So of course we took that quiz, yeah? And so everyone knows it was out of 6, and the average score is 3.4. So here are our results. Erica, did you take the test?
I did.
And what are your results, my love?
My total morbid curiosity is a 2.33, which is fairly low.
Fairly low. Do you think that has to do with your dad working in that business, in the funeral business?
Well, one of the questions does ask if you have any desire to see a body be prepped for a funeral.
Yeah.
And I was like, that happened when I was like 3. So yeah, it's not the same.
Not the same. I like that. Jeffrey, what was yours?
Yeah, so we all took the quiz, and if you go to our YouTube page, you can take the very same quiz.
Good. Link.
Right,
Excellent.
Yeah. So mine out of 6, was it?
Out of 6.
Mine total was 4.2.
Oh, double Erica's.
Yeah, which is weird. Well, maybe not, which makes perfect sense. But mine, it has differentiating questions, meaning like, are you interested in an autopsy or what happens at a funeral home? I am not. But if there was gladiators, I would watch. I would watch. So I'm more into like violence than. But it is.
What's your violence?
My violence is 5.3.
My violence was a 1.
I just feel like that's going to be a conversation on dates in the future. What's your violence number? Okay,
I would have got the check right after that, by the way.
You're a 1. I need to go. Let's leave. Albert, yours?
I was going to say, Jeff and I, we almost had the exact same score. It was a 4.3, but I'm the other way around. I wouldn't want to go see the gladiators, but I would want to see a limb removed. I would want to see a head transplant, because I've seen surgeries. So that was, I remember my first
surgery. You were pre-med.
Right, so I've seen a lot of surgeries. Back surgeries are crazy.
That is really interesting.
Yeah.
Mine's kind of high. It's 5.17.
Oh.
Okay, we didn't need the noise. I think only because my mom is so medically inclined. She's very ill in many different ways that I've lived in hospitals. As a child, in order to process that and not literally lose it, I studied it and I wanted to see it and learn it. That was my way.
But you didn't want to
coping.
go into medicine.
I almost did.
I could see.
And I really almost did. But I want to see the goriest of gore, because it helps me with the anxiety, I think, of my mom, if that makes sense. If you're a caregiver, write me about that.
But do you want to see the violence, like the Roman Colosseum, or do you want to see like the surgery?
I said no on the Roman Colosseum, actually. But I would want to see like an autopsy.
Yeah.
So
great.
Interesting.
And it goes into psychology too. So I'm interested, I guess sadly or not sadly, in the psychology. Why did they do that? I'm so fascinated of why people do things, but I don't want to see, again, people like, I want to see people getting their head smashed in, but I don't want to see it after.
That's interesting.
That's a good point, because when you talk about the minds of dangerous people, I'm curious about that. So that was a 3.83 for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know why people
You're
do
psychologically
what they
inclined.
Do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And can we talk quickly about, there's a survey, so if you're into this, it's therapeutic?
Well, it helps you deal and cope with anxiety, because death is a hard concept to deal with.
I don't think that's real.
Thanks, Jeff. We have some sad news today. I do want to get to this. Actor James Michael Tyler has died after a multi-year battle with cancer. Of course, Tyler's most famous role was Gunther on Friends. He appeared in nearly 150 episodes over the show's 10-year run and was the most frequent recurring actor on the show. He was 59. Prostate cancer, men, women, please get checked. And also, Gunther had the best timing. I call him Gunther because that's how I think of him. He was in love with Rachel and just hated everybody else, and it was wonderful to see him. Did you enjoy him?
And yeah, of course. And one of his wishes was if he could help one person with what he went through, that's what his end life goal was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get checked, y'all. Get checked. Coming up on DBL, what do these three celebs have in common? They're facing their fears together in a new paranormal activity show. Chatting with the stars coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
Okay, I was going to talk to you guys. There's a book Jane Goodall wrote. She's the famous woman. She's still alive. I'm trying to get an interview with her. She wrote a new book. She studied chimpanzees, or chimps in Rwanda, and learned first that they use tools. They learned that they eat meat, learned that they're warring, learned that they're tribal, learned that they're actually a much more violent species. And what she discusses is what Jeff was saying psychologically is some chimps, when they tribe and have a fight over literally like a line in the sand, other chimps will watch it. And we're so closely related to chimpanzees that Jane Goodall says, I finally understood humans and wars.
Well, what do you think rubbernecking is then?
But, okay, yeah, when you're like passing an accident or something, that's morbid curiosity. But I also think that that's a different, because Jeff and I were talking about that, like if you saw a fight and you knew you couldn't intervene.
I did say yes to that.
Would you stay and watch?
I did
and
say
I
yes.
said no.
Oh.
And the main reason why I said no also has to do with like environmental, like there's something in my mind where there's this noise level that happens and the speed, the acceleration of a fight that I'm like, weapons are coming. So I automatically, like, as soon as like fights start happening, I am gone, like running the other direction.
So a fight to you equals weapons, like immediately.
There's certain things, like certain times.
That's interesting. I don't think that way.
It's just this sense that I have, and like I was saying, for a few years ago, my husband and I were at a big party for Halloween, and a fight broke out, and I ran, and I was grabbing his hand for him to run behind me, and he wouldn't run, so I left him.
Oh my God.
And then someone got stabbed. So it was like, you just have to, there's something about that has like environmental play with it, in addition to your morbid curiosity.
I would never think if I saw a fight that somebody's not going to try and escalate it. Even if it's like, I just don't, everybody's drinking, I don't, no, you have to think.
With Halloween around the corner, many people are facing their fears, like these three familiar faces. We got Shar Jackson, Jodie Sweetin, and Meta World Peace. They're sharing their latest encounters with paranormal activity. Also, Meta's driving during this interview. Yeah, he's a pro. Even so, we suggest that you don't try this at home. Here's today's Chatting with the Stars.
My name is Rachel, and I am actually an exorcist.
Like, what? She's an exorcist, y'all. Shut your whole mouth.
You all had no clue what was in store when you came together to explore haunted locations. What was it like meeting a professional exorcist for the first time? And can I go into that? Is that a job that's open?
You know, I think they might be taking applications. However, I was not prepared. When I signed up for this thing, I was like, oh, sure, it'll be like a psychic that'll go and take us around these places and tell us what she feels. When this woman said she was an exorcist, I almost gagged. Like, are you like, what? I didn't even know that was like a thing that normal people could do. I thought you had to have a collar for that.
You know, look, you do shows like this and you never quite know. We didn't know what it was going to be going into it with celebrity exorcism and like who we were going to meet. And we didn't know who else was going to be there. We just had a great time and really clicked. And like Shar and I hit it off. And Meta, I was really grateful for it because, you know, it made for a really fun time and a great show.
There's one sitting right here in the middle right now. The tall, skinny one.
And I will not look at him. Hey.
I'm a skeptic, and I'm on a panel with my co-hosts every day. One of my co-hosts is into the healing crystals.
Yeah.
We have co-hosts that go, see spiritual healers. So, like, they're on board. I want to get on board. I want to know, are you on board since, you started taking, part of this, paranormal boot camp? Did that kind of change your perspective?
It was something that I didn't necessarily want to embrace. However,
that's real.
I was like, there's ghosts out there. Let them do them. I'm gonna do me. And I was like, as long as we don't come together, it's all good. That was kind of my train of thought on it. But after this experience, I learned that it wasn't just a creepy thing or something to be scared of, or not scared because I was scared. No, I was apprehensive.
That's not what it looked like. I'm just saying.
Hey, Jody, don't judge me. But after this experience, I learned that there's so much positive in that realm as well.
That's positive. Jody, what about celebrity exorcism might convince viewers who are skeptical that paranormal encounters might just be real? Were you a skeptic? We just wanted to get your take on that as well.
You know what? I'll be honest. I am a person, I love science. I love scientific evidence. I love, knowing things. I'm not a person who, falls for something easily.
Right.
But I do have an open mind. I think that there are all kinds of things that we can't see or feel or understand that exist in the universe. And so I like to tap into those things. And this is kind of what I consider that to be, is like an extension of this realm of things that we can't see. I always ask questions, but I definitely think that the world is much bigger than we see with just our regular eyes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's great. And that kind of leads me to my next question. I'm coming to you, Meta, for this, because I feel like you're a person that really vibes on energy. So was there anything that happened while you were filming where you were that was some serious spooky energy, or that was actually really positive? Was there anything where you felt something different?
I did feel like.
Did y'all hear that?
What was that?
I don't know. Somebody's here?
Meta?
At points in times where we weren't welcomed. I did think that they were saying, I know that this is a show for you, but I really live here. I don't mean to step in your way. I come in peace.
It's literally in your name. Yes.
It's in your name. It's your last name, literally. Char, Jody, and Meta, thank you so much for joining us. DBL Nation, tune in to Celebrity Exorcism, streaming on Tubi just in time for Halloween. Get all your people around. We'll be right back. Thanks again, you guys. Be
Appreciate
safe.
y'all.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We all know that. Looking through the legislation and talking with experts, it's a false and misleading claim, but let's break down why it's false. This is the Facebook post. It says how many citizens are actually aware under Part 2 of the infrastructure bill upon death, the entire value of your accumulated wealth and estate will be taxed at 61%. Let's verify. Is this true? To find out, we went to the infrastructure bills themselves and two fiscal policy experts, Shai Akabis from the Bipartisan Policy Center and Mark Goldwyn from the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. First off, let's flag this post as false.
Generally false, that statement was.
The infrastructure bill has nothing even anywhere close to a estate tax or a wealth tax.
The so-called death tax proposal is not currently in either infrastructure bill. And our experts say this post is misleading for another reason. The death tax proposal has come up in legislation before. It would have been a combination of estate taxes, which don't apply to everyone.
Only about 2,000 households in the United States ended up paying an estate tax, and those estates had at least $11.7 million of assets in them.
And a raise in capital gains taxes, which again doesn't apply to the vast majority of Americans.
I'm talking about people that die with more than $25-30 million worth of assets. That'd be their marginal rate.
So no, this post is not true. There is currently no death tax in the infrastructure bills. Now, this death tax has been seen in other legislation, particularly the president's budget, according to our experts. But that would once again only affect the ultra-wealthy. But still a no, it's not in either one of the infrastructure bills. With Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
Welcome back to DBL. So scammers are trying to turn off your power. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. According to some utility agencies, scammers are calling people pretending to be from the company. They're even manipulating caller ID to make it look like the call is actually coming from the company. They threaten to turn off your power right away and demand immediate payment, often by prepaid debit card. Here's what you need to know. A utility company will never do that, so hang up the phone. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals, so call 1-800-419-0131 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. This is what happens when you're vulnerable. They'll hit you when you're down.
Something seems weird, hang up, regroup, and then if it's important, they'll call back or you'll call back.
I like that. Regroup. I should do that more often. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
part of detecting and beating breast cancer is arming yourself with the right information about it. So here are some things doctors say folks aren't getting right when it comes to the disease. Our sources are Dr. Lori Gentile, a breast surgical oncologist with No on Health, and breast health nonprofit, breastcancer.org. First up, genetics. The claim, if it doesn't run in your family, you're not likely to get it.
Breast cancer is common, 1 in 8 women. And so we actually find that about 85% of women actually have no known family history of breast cancer or don't have a known genetic link.
So this claim is false. Gentile says most breast cancers are what's called sporadic. It's random. She says only 5 to 10% of cases are believed to be hereditary. Next, the signs. The claim. Breast cancer always causes a lump.
The number one symptom of breast cancer is no symptom at all. And so most breast cancer, the majority of breast cancer is particularly in the United States, and 2021 is detected on screening mammogram.
Gentile says that's happening 60% of the time. So no, a lump is not always a telltale sign, and it's important to watch out for these signs too.
Nipple changes or inversion or discharge, skin changes to the breast, rapid swelling of the breast or redness to the breast.
Finally, behaviors. The claim, using deodorant with aluminum and wearing underwire bras can cause breast cancer.
There are lots of women that use deodorant and wear underwire bras that never get a breast cancer. So far, there's been no studies to date showing that those are not safe or a cause of breast cancer.
So this claim too is false. Don't forget, men and women should be attuned to breast changes. And doctors say women over 40 or at high risk of breast cancer should have a mammogram every year. With your Verify, I'm Vanessa Rufus.
If you have a 515 or 319 area code, 10-digit dialing will become mandatory even for local calls. Let's connect the dots. The Federal Communications Commission established 988 as the new nationwide 3-digit phone number for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. There are 82 area codes in 35 states and 1 U.S. territory currently using 988 as their local exchange and allows 7-digit dialing. This includes area code 319 in Iowa. Area codes that use 988 as a local exchange or the first 3 digits of a 7-digit phone number will need to use a 10-digit dialing. Connecting the dots, I'm Khalil Maycock, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
You know when you think everyone's laughing at you and they are, but you don't know why? That's what's happening right now.
That's all the time.
It is all the time. I just want to say I appreciated the conversation. A lot of people wrote in about saying they actually like Nora Donald, some saying they want to get rid of her. I do think you can have both, though, that she has low ratings and isn't a great person, but the word diva-like specifically in that case was just a trigger word, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah, we don't know that woman.
Yeah.
She could be the nicest person on earth as far as I know.
I'm sure nice people have been fired as well. You're exactly right.
Exactly
Shout
right.
out to Nora Jones.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Her dad's Ralphie Shankard.